Oh my God, dogs on disc golf courses. No, I'm just playing. Is that too early? Is that
Too soon.
Is that too soon?
Not too soon.
Hey everybody, this is Pat Richard, aka the Wonderkin, and you are listening to Unstable Discourse.
Welcome into Season 3, Episode 4 of Unstable Discourse.
Yeah.
Boy. Where is my mind with Anthony Guzzo?
Hey, you almost got it right. Hey.
We're joined, we have Anthony Guzzo in the house with us, but you said Guzzarella a couple minutes ago, and I'm never going to not hear that.
Yeah, well, I think that's it now. Mozzarella, Guzzarella.
That's what it is, baby. We're back in the boardroom. This is the boardroom studio is what we need to start calling this.
First.
BRS.
Right across the hall
BRS.
from the 933
BTS.
Speakeasy above Embers and Lockport, Illinois.
That's
Yes, sir.
correct.
Beautiful place.
It is your boys, Ryan Fancher of Unstable Disc Golf Gear,
Yes, sir.
Sean Callahan of Delwood Disc Golf,
You better know.
Jason Callahan of Bag of Tricks
Hello, everybody.
and Delwood,
Yeah.
and
A train.
a train. And of course, Anthony Guzzo of 5 different things. Let me list them all. We got Mr. Everday himself. You are the host of Everday with Anthony J, your own podcast.
Truth.
You are the founder of Everyday Coffee.
True.
You are a very mediocre disc golfer.
Jason, I hate you for that. I'm never gonna hear the end of that ever in my life.
It's perfect.
You're
You're in good company.
I
Yeah.
You're a Circle One member.
I am.
You are also a nutritional coach
True.
and life coach, from what I hear.
Yeah, like fitness, nutrition, and mindset. Yeah, man, all wrapped up into one. So you could say life. Yeah, for sure.
And he's so handsome.
Shut up.
He's got a
Stop it.
got a good beard. He's got some
up.
very
Just
piercing
shut up.
eyes.
Oh my
He's got the
gosh.
right stuff.
I'm gonna move over a seat.
Speaking of which, speaking of life coach, Mikey Vizd was singing your praises last time I was hanging out with him.
Really?
Said,
When was that?
at the Dog Bowl.
Oh man, you mean the Frozen Bowl?
Oh my, coldest
I am
round.
so glad I was. I'm sorry, Sean. I am so glad I wasn't at that damn event.
The
Man,
Frozen Bowl.
that looked miserable.
It was.
That was the
Oh, I'm
cold.
stoked
It
we
took
were
me,
inside.
one.
Oh, you guys were great.
Yeah.
Heat.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah,
took
we
me
were
hours
awesome.
to get my feeling back.
Mhm.
Driving home with my seat warmer on, I couldn't feel my back still. Against the hot leather seat, I couldn't feel my back. But it was a great event. Anyways, we are going to be talking about the mental game, which is obviously maybe the biggest part of disc golf. I would say it's even bigger than the physical part, but we're going to talk about the mental game on and off the course. So there's a lot of ways we can kind of go with that, and I think you're the perfect guest for that. So
Appreciate it, man.
you're down to talk about
Mental
that, right?
health.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. Something that needs to be talked about.
By the way, listeners, we're gonna get to this later, but when you're done listening to this episode, I'll tell you right now, go listen to some of the Everyday with Anthony J episodes. There is so much good life advice in there. And
Appreciate that,
if
man.
you have a favorite episode you want to plug right out of the gate, what do you think is the perfect episode for somebody to get introduced to the show?
I'd say if you're going to jump into any of the episodes of the Everday the Growth podcast, I'd say start more in the middle, around the 50-ish episode, and go towards the 88 to 100 episodes. Something about my back.
Damn, dog. Do you ever take a break?
Well, I did. Yeah, I got burned out.
Only once for a year.
Yeah. Just
One time I did.
Yeah, I'll talk about that. Something about why I started the podcast and the day that changed my life is probably a big one. I mean, it's heads up. It's a very heavy thing, but I believe that mental health and things like addiction and suicide should be talked about more and not swept underneath the rug. So I think that's another one you guys could look up. But that's just jump right in. It's more health and mindset and fitness focused, but you're going to find a lot of stuff in there that's going to really pertain to everyday life. And that's the whole point behind the Everyday brand that I'm running.
It's
Hell yeah.
Newman, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you guys listened to it?
Well, I've seen bits and pieces of what you've posted, but I've not actually listened to a whole episode, and I should.
It's great stuff.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about it, but we'll get into it later. Before we get to that,
You know what? Just like his episode, our 55 through 80 episodes, those are really where we hit our stride. So you guys should
Right.
listen to us
Right.
around episode 55.
I think that's how it is, man. I think
Yeah.
as soon as like in the beginning, it's kind of like jungle
We only have,
and
like,
trying to make it
Right.
happen and things like
Right.
that. You know,
yeah. You just revealed how little you listen to the show, because I think we're on
Well,
episode.
he just started following the Facebook page today.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah. So, fan of the page, right?
So,
Big
Right.
fan. Big
Oh,
fan.
Here we go. Here we
Huge fan.
go. Here we
Yeah.
go. So I have to look and see you guys all on my podcast too, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Wait,
There we go.
wait. Yeah.
Yeah, no, wait, you just liked the page today.
Everything today.
Yeah.
Everything today.
Thanks for that. We appreciate your support.
No, ain't no problem. I'm here for everybody. I'm here for everybody from Delwood down to C1. I'm here for everybody. You know how I am.
Before we get into the bangers and mash, I want to give you guys a preview of this episode. Not only are we going to be talking about mental health, we're also going to give you the next round of Merch Madness, which if you haven't listened to the last episode, you need to do that because
it's coming a little bit later. Yeah,
it's a new thing we're doing. It's a lot of fun. Stay tuned. We're going to get to it. Before we get there, you know how we start this thing. Sean, fired up.
Newman. Fired up.
Oh, okay.
Good luck throwing a Newman in the middle of
All
that.
right, yeah, that's different.
Ryan, you were telling me earlier that you're fired up about like 4 things, so you're going first today.
Okay, so I normally am not excited about anything.
That's correct.
So
True
I'm
statement.
making up for it today. I have 4 quick things that I am fired up about.
Wow, 4.
I know. One of them is directly in front
Will
of
you
me.
actually go quick?
No, I control the pace. So
This is true.
you can also
That's what they say.
One is directly in front of me. I realized at the GGATS TDTC
Yes, sir.
Say it again.
GGATS TDTC that Doc was going to use a laptop for all of the video equipment that he was doing. He had a problem with his. It was getting repaired. He wanted to use mine. Mine worked fine, except it was slow as balls. And I realized in that moment that I had the laptop for like 6 years and it was starting to go.
Sure. It was on
So-
it was on
Laptop
like
years. That's like 20 years.
It is so many years.
it was like a dial-up connection.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I remember that.
Yeah. So I treated myself and I got a brand new laptop.
Treat yourself.
And what is that, by the way?
It's a GE76 Raider made by MSI. Yes, MSI.
You're such a nerd.
I know. It's the specs that I need are all included in gaming laptops. I'm not going to use it for gaming, but the processing and the graphics I need to do what I'm doing. And so gaming laptops just made sense.
Little perk.
And a perk is that it glows like a goddamn disco ball in
Yeah.
every color, which I've turned off.
It's
But-
a party in here.
Yeah. So I have a seizure every time I turn that on.
Who's our nerdiest listener that would be excited about the specs?
All I got to say is GeForce RTX 3060, and somebody's going to cream their pants.
Someone like Cody Overrocker would probably
Just
be
now.
freaking
Yep.
out right now.
So it was a good perk. I didn't need that, but it was cool. So I treated myself. That is one.
Love it.
Number 2, I'm wearing the second one.
Ooh, it's so
I
fresh.
finally
Oh,
got
boy.
some of the PVC patches that I had ordered a while ago
I
on
need
the
one.
slow boat from China. They are now here. They are on one of my hats, and they're great. They come in black, red, and white, or black, military green, and white. And I have them on I'm going to put them on a bunch of hats. So
Are they going to be available on the website or at the shop, or what's the deal?
I'm probably too lazy to put them on the website, but I should.
Put them on the
They'll
website.
be in the shop.
Put them in the shop.
They will definitely be in the,
They'll be
shop,
in the shop.
So we'll see.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I need one.
Number 3, Sean and Sheila took me out to the ball game.
We did.
We saw the home opener for
This
the
is a
White Sox.
forward-thinking show, right?
They happen to be playing the Mariners,
Oh.
which is my team. So we kind of last minute grabbed some tickets.
Whose
decided
idea
to
was it?
go.
Did you guys just
Who
decide?
do you think?
Yeah, it was Sheila's idea
Okay.
originally.
Well, I was like, either you guys did something really cool for Ryan, or Ryan was like, guys, do you want to go? And I wasn't sure which one it was.
Sheila mentioned it. I didn't think it was possible because of my daughter and work and school, all the stuff. And then the stars kind of aligned, and I think it was Sunday or maybe even Monday. I was like, hey guys, we can do this. Let's make it happen. And we
Awesome.
did, and it was great. Rather than traffic getting there, that was an
Oh,
event.
God,
But
that's
That was a
always
bit
the
of a
thing.
nightmare, but we were about 20 minutes late to the game.
that's okay.
It doesn't
I
matter.
hate
The games
that.
are 6 hours long.
Yeah,
I hate
we missed
being
an
late.
inning. It's fine. The game was great. The weather was perfect on Tuesday. It was a little windy, but it was 70 degrees.
Did your boys win?
My boys did not win.
Our boys.
Our boys won. Hey.
The real winners won.
Yeah, it was 5-1 Mariners today, by the way. It was a great game. It was a close game. It was fun to watch. We had a great time.
Where are you guys' seats at?
They were way up in the nosebleeds
Okay.
because it was last minute home opener, first game of the season.
You don't want to mess with those ticket prices, man.
No,
I know
no,
that.
no.
No.
And
These were like $20 a piece.
they were $20 and they were
super
great.
cheap.
That's a steal.
It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was stoked to be able
Is
to
that
do
only
that.
3? You got one
That
more?
was 3. And number 4, we had the GGATS TDTC live draft last Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Sir.
And my team is primo.
I saw that.
I'm liking
My team
it.
is primo.
I'm
I don't want
liking
to
it.
dump on you or Doc or Thor,
Yeah,
but
see?
I think Ryan's
Yeah,
team is
it's
the...
Okay,
Primo.
based on what? Tell me what you think your team is so primo.
It's about the well-roundedness of the entire squad in every division, and it's about the attitudes.
I will agree with you there. You have got
Well, I
some-
believe that we were only off
You've got
pace
some
last
loud
year because
chirpers.
I was on your team last year on red team, right? So we were only off a pace by a little bit.
By
To
one person apparently.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Anthony Guzzo.
Well, this year, that's why you're gonna lose this year because I'm not playing.
Who is which division are you most pumped about?
Man, I can't really say because they're all so. It just looks like everything's going to fit together perfectly for what I expected. The women's division is. I'm so stoked for that, and
I
just
think it's
overall,
gonna be a battle this year, dude.
it is.
I think the format
I did some
and
stats.
the teams is insane.
The courses bringing in Highland into the
Dude,
mix is going to
smart,
be
smart.
Yeah.
I did statistics and rankings based on the divisions, and then weighted based on how many people were in each division, and it's really close. It's crazy close. It's the average ratings per team. They're all within like 8 or 9 points on average.
That's gonna
But
be awesome.
Thor's team, believe it or not, who I would, just because Thor came into the mix, he's a busy dude, he's out on the road, showed up at exactly 7:15 right when we were about to start the draft, is outrated by quite a few points.
His weighted ranking because, okay, so Sean and Doc and I kind of chose all over the board as far as divisions went. So last year we did it by division, so you were only picking one division at a time. This year it was kind of a free-for-all. So
I like that.
yeah, it was more fun to try and figure out who's going to poach who from what division.
Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't have a structured like start at
No,
MPO
no,
and
no.
go down the list.
No,
we
no,
did
no.
last year, but we did not do that.
Correct.
Right.
You did just were just like whatever.
Right, yeah.
Wherever
So
you
it
want.
was
So it was
it
random for you guys too to
Yeah.
get. Oh shit, we
So-
gotta get.
Yeah, so
Right.
if you slept on the upper division and somebody else poached the top 3, like it's
You
over.
got to get the top
Oh,
three in another
wow.
And
division.
so we were kind of chasing each other a little bit on that front, but Thor was not paying attention to that or whatever his strategy was. But he was picking a lot of the lower division players and kind of being sneaky about it. And I didn't realize, but his lower division, which is 18 people, which is by far the largest, is ranked
Stacked.
very high.
All the fire lords.
Right. And so weighted rankings put him at the top right now. So it's crazy to
Such a
see.
cool concept.
Yeah. So
It's a chess game,
it
dude.
is going to be so great. It's going to be so
cool.
fun.
I love it.
So-
And then it also may not matter because we're going to see them wherever we want. So
Right.
Yeah, because you guys are seeding like
Yeah.
this, right?
So part
And
of the
then-
strategy is to seed players in, not the top rated player will not be seeded number 1. I can seed them wherever I want. And so the players may not play against, who they would assume they would play against.
But then it's going
Gotcha.
to kind of flip flop the next day, right? Where it's going to be like, okay, now you may have been seated against someone that you crushed, but then
Right.
the next day,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that Sunday morning round is going to be based on the points they accumulate from the first 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
so if you smash,
You're
going
going
to
to play
be playing
against
against
smashers.
all the smashers.
right?
Yeah.
How did you guys
I like
determine?
that, dude? That's so
Yeah.
good this year, man.
Yeah.
How did you determine the draft order? Like who got to pick first?
Roll the
Roll
dice.
the dice
Ah, nice.
Love it.
just to leave it up to fate.
That's
Yep.
great.
So
Well done, guys.
yeah, everything about it was great. Doc's, he's probably on the computer right now, cutting film.
That video.
The video.
How did he
Doc's-
find all those clips?
I don't know. He did it last year too. I don't know
Maniac,
how he
dude.
does
So
it. But
good.
Maniac.
the video of the draft, he had 5 cameras out there, and he's gonna put together some sweet footage. So watch out for that.
Yeah, he's got to
Dude.
cut down to like 30, 40 minutes, something like that. He
Yeah.
was telling me.
So the
So
actual TDTC will be next weekend. Well, it'll be tomorrow when you
Yeah,
listen
when
to
you
this.
hear this.
And if you are not on any of the teams but want to come out and check it out, you definitely should. It's going to be bananas.
Have you guys already decided what charities your team represents?
This year we are all going to put it to Shanny.
Oh,
Oh,
badass.
Yeah,
Great.
because we all feel like that's where it needs to be
Could
going.
use some love.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
What else is happening?
Make Shanny
what
great
else is
again?
happening at Shanny minus the baskets that just got bought? What's kind of on the table?
We want to
Tons
do
of
the
core
tees.
stuff.
Yeah,
We want to
T-Pass.
redo the tees. So there's a couple of different options. We've talked about it a bunch. Replacing all of them completely would be a hefty bill. There's the possibility of pouring over them, but we want to get somebody out there that's a professional. There's a possibility of grinding them down and just resurfacing what's there, but the grooves on some of them are pretty deep. And I don't know if that's something that's doable. I'd really like to get somebody out there that can really give us a like yay or nay on it and where we should go.
Man, you telling me like next year, if you guys, or next 2 years, you guys get all the new baskets that are going to put in and all new tee pads. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Shanny will be
Shanny?
top of the line. Yeah,
Dude.
yeah. It's such a fun course anyway to have. Like,
It's a great
Love that.
It deserves
course.
it. To
Yeah,
me, that's the
putting
most
on a
important thing is that it deserves it.
100.
Yeah.
putting out on the first hole 1, looking at that basket that's there now.
Oh my
Like,
god.
It's
oh my
it's
god.
so treacherous.
Drop-ins
Yeah.
are scary.
Yeah.
Like,
So
still scary.
yeah, so I can't wait for some baskets that'll actually catch. It'll
Yeah.
be so good.
Jason, what do you feel about the baskets at Shanny?
Treacherous. is what I'm hearing.
That's what I've heard.
Also, so we talked about possibly, we had our J-Town meeting, and it was a matter of like, are we going to redesign the course when we put the new baskets in, because now would be the time. And we said during that meeting that we should, because we are making a decision for the collective community, leave it as is with the existing pins. So within a couple of feet, we're going to put the baskets back where they are. Right. We can't put them exactly where they are because we're probably going to have to just cut the poles at the ground, pull them.
Because you're not getting them out.
There's so much concrete and rebar in there that it's going to be like impossible. We're going to need like a backhoe to even do that. So not really worth it. So within a couple of feet, new holes, new sleeves, new baskets, locks, the whole deal. But we have enough left over from the initial fundraising that we are going to, once that is done, put in some B pins at Shanny.
Yeah. Oh, we're not just going to...
Probably by fall already, we'll put in, God, I would imagine, I mean, with as hard as we go, there will be at least 6 holes that I could think of off the top of my head that will probably have B pins.
Yeah.
So just like how we did at Highland, and we did at Trinity, and we did at Delhi, so...
Let's go, dude.
J-Town, baby.
How about
Number
it,
one.
man? Holy
Amazing.
cow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I just keep the money myself.
Yeah, we're so greedy.
I just buy new cars.
That's the way.
Yeah, we should just keep it. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Sean, what are you fired up about?
We got some chickens at Callahan Acres, baby. Today.
We're talking strips, tenders. What are you talking about?
We're talking live, actual little baby chicks.
Nuggets.
Yeah.
Oh, live. Okay.
3 of them. So Sheila's been talking about getting chickens. We've been in the house for almost exactly 1 year. What was the joke? I missed it.
It was a reference to Arrested Development, how nobody in the family can do a chicken impression.
Noise.
Everyone, when they try to do a chicken thing, it's terrible.
Yeah. Yep.
Has anyone in this family ever even seen a chicken?
Wait. I got the perfect thing.
That's enough.
Sorry. Thank you, Jason.
So we got 3 little baby chickens. But check out these.
Please tell me you've got names for them already.
No, but I've got the
Sheila
names.
does. Right now she's naming.
By the time he gets home.
Names. Check these names out.
Okay.
So these are the types of chickens that we have.
Okay.
We have a light Brahma. That's Brahma.
Sounds like
black Australorp. That's funny as hell.
Australorp?
I was typing this up and was like, that is made up by an 8-year-old. An 8-year-old named this species. And the last one is a buff Orpington.
See, that's my guy.
Dude,
that's my guy.
The first one you said, I was like, that one sounds tough. And then the next 2 were
Brahma.
tougher.
Australorp and Orpington.
A buff Orpington?
Where do these all come
Yeah,
from?
where are you getting these chickens?
Orpington.
I don't know. Oh, where?
You got a chicken
went to
guy?
Farm and Fleet.
You went to a
Nice.
5-year-old.
Farm and Fleet, Romeoville.
Right.
Yeah.
They sell chickens at Farm and Fleet.
Oh,
yeah.
100.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you
Yeah.
can go like
Oh,
certain times.
yeah. Go
and-
in there and they just have like tin,
Vats
like
of them.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Huh.
But so this is the thing
Would
that
you
I'm
look at
not
that?
sure of. She told me that this is like a seasonal thing. She's like, if we don't get them now, they're going to be gone. And
Yeah,
I was like,
correct.
you're full of shit. You just want to hurry up and get chickens because you're excited about it. So we got chickens.
That's dope.
She got the coop and we got all the stuff. And
Callahan Acres.
You've been with your girl long enough that you know she was playing you.
oh, every day, man. Every day I get played. So we got all the stuff and we're excited about it. Like literally just like an hour before I came to Embers tonight. So
You just got the chickens an hour ago?
seriously.
It'd be
hours.
hard to leave them at home. I bet they're super cute.
Yeah, they are.
What are you gonna do? Sleep with them, dog?
I
Hang
don't
out with
know.
them? Put them on the
So
shoulder?
the reason why
shoulders
we
are
got these
like a little
particular
shirt pocket?
species
Yeah,
is
100%.
because they are all very like friendly and cuddly, and they're not very skittish. So
Oh,
there's,
okay.
there's other breeds that are. These are not.
But here's the
So
thing:
that is the plan.
when you put them outside, quick question: when you put them outside, are you going to have your now dogs defend, or are you guys going to get an outside dog?
So we have our blue healers that are kind of bred for that exact thing. Chickens, I'm not 100% on, but I think that we can at least introduce them slowly to where they kind of get that they have to do that. The coop that we have is also like, it's pretty badass. It's got handles on either side, so you could just pick it up and move it wherever in the yard, and then they can just peck at the yard and eat the bugs and eat the ticks.
Oh,
nice.
good move.
Yes, super cool. And then we have the little shed there that's within the fenced yard that I'm going to pull everything out of that's still filled with the former owner's stuff and make that like a little kind of farm barn.
Nice.
I'm picturing, you remember the Animaniacs?
Of course.
Oh, yes.
There was those 3 like mafia pigeons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
of course.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God,
yeah,
they talk
Yes,
like
yes,
the
yes.
Sopranos.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember their names, but that's like the
Good feathers.
Mess with us, will you? Cool off. Can't throw no cool about what he's messing with.
Stop. Look
Is
it up.
that what they were called?
Look it
They're
up,
called
right?
they're good feathers.
You
Yeah,
got
of
it.
course.
Oh my
You got it.
God,
You
that's
know
great.
it.
Yeah.
You
I
would
trust you on
Look
that.
that up. Look that up real quick.
Don't bother. It's true.
I'm right. You're wrong. Don't look at
I
it.
can't wait to see the artwork that comes from these. There's going to be artwork for these chickens at some point.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Before I left, I told her that we should name them after the Golden Girls.
Oh, that's great.
But there's only 3.
Thank you
Wait.
for being a hen.
Oh, well done. Are they all?
You're
Are they
Yep.
male, female?
All female.
The
You're gonna have some eggs.
The rooster's the male, right?
That was the whole idea. I mean, we eat a lot of eggs. Pretty much every day, we're going through 4 eggs.
So my sister is now living with her boyfriend, who is a great person, and he has a whole farm basically.
I feel like he's not a great person because you said
You're right.
you went
Fine.
out of your way.
So this dude is a real piece of shit. No. So he has like basically a whole farm in his backyard. He's a donkey. He has goats. He has like 10 or 12 chickens with one.
Does
rooster,
he live by Trinity?
No. He doesn't have a dog farm, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
So 10 families have eggs forever. It's amazing thing.
Right.
Once it starts, it's like, do you need eggs? Do you need eggs? Do you need eggs? Do you need eggs?
Please,
Please
take
take
these
eggs.
eggs.
I'm looking
their
forward
whole
to it,
top
yeah.
fridge in the garage is just eggs.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So it's like the best investment ever, dude.
Yeah.
It really is.
Huh. How much were they?
Very cheap.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
$5 maybe?
$5 for a
Yeah.
chicken?
Yeah.
If
They
you're
are
going to sell
cooked
chickens,
chickens.
they
A
have to be
Cooked
cheap.
chicken costs more than that.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Cheap. Very cheap.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dude's on fire.
I was going to say the investment is cheap compared to growing
time he says
tomatoes all season
Right.
and then finally getting tomatoes and eating them and thinking I could have just gone to Jewel
Yeah.
and bought these for
Better.
$1.39
And
and had them
you waited months.
right now
Yeah.
instead of 3 months from now. Yeah. do it every
$15.
year.
Now
And
you
then
have
half of them go
eggs for the
rotten
rest of your
together.
life, and they're going to eat ticks.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
And it's fun. I mean, and
Not
it's
for the
something to
rest
do, and
of
it
his
like
life.
Well,
Chickens don't live that long.
right. You're gonna have to
I
spend
wish I
another, you'll have to
guaranteed-
spend another
knowing my wife-
$15.
Knowing my wife,
She'll find a way.
This is just the beginning.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is just the beginning.
You're gonna leave
You
these
got
chickens to your
plates,
grandkids.
Oh, she'll have a goat in like 6 months.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she'll have more.
Dig
Awesome.
a pond, have some ducks.
Def.
Callahan Acres Petting Farm. Can't wait.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two-way petting zoo. What is that?
What is that?
Hey ho.
You pet the animals, they pet you
They
back.
Pet you back.
What is a two-way petting zoo?
You pet the animals, they pet you back.
All right, moving on.
Good reference.
Jason, what are you
Yes.
fired up about?
Well, Ryan stepped on my neck a little bit.
He does
but-
that.
Yeah, he's been known to with his 17 fired ups that he had tonight because one of them was mine. I was at the DJWPTRS and the draft and
TDTC.
even as a non disc golfer, I had an absolute blast there. It was
Can I say something?
a lot of
Nice.
fun.
My intention was on my first actual pick to pick you
Yeah,
and have you come up and get a towel. And I totally forgot in the moment. And I really wish I would have. And I'm
it
sorry.
would have been funny.
I'm
If-
really sorry.
You really
If
dropped
he
the
would
ball.
have drafted you, would you have played in the event?
God no, but I would have played along.
Yeah, you would have
Definitely.
completely, and everybody would have clapped, and nobody
Yeah.
would have known the difference.
Oh, that would have
Yeah.
been great.
Yeah.
Man, missed
Yeah.
opportunity.
I'm
And
so
now you
sorry.
spoiled it, so you can't even do it in the future.
I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
There'll be
year,
another PQ FTRSML exclamation point.
Seven.
Next year we should draft
Did we both just say 7?
He did.
That was weird.
assistant captains, assistant to the captains. Is
Ooh,
what we should draft.
Assistants
assistants to the
Oh,
captains.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Next
This
This is gonna
baby.
be a 4-day event next year.
Oh,
Everything's gonna be a 4-day event.
It's gonna be a 14-week league.
Take the week off.
But I'm sorry. Continue.
No, I was just
Oh.
gonna repeat myself. I had so much fun. It was
Cool.
it was great to see you guys in your element. It was great to see you guys even exceed my expectations of what it was going to be. So I was just proud cousin just sitting there watching you guys.
Doc
like,
put together
Brothers.
like
Why
Yeah,
are you
you-
my cousin when
you've
we're
met Sean
brothers
before, right?
already? Why are you once removed?
But, yeah, I have to be
That's how much he really cares
by
about.
proxy. Yeah, I'm once moved by proxy because of the other three.
Yeah.
It was just.
But Doc put together like a press conference.
It was
that
so
was-
The backdrop
what
was
I
so
walked
cool.
Into I could not believe it was
Yeah.
great.
It was cool.
You guys are doing it, man. You guys really are doing
We
it.
have 2 different backdrops. So the one that we had at Fraction Run Cup is actually different. That has the Greater Joliet
I've
Tour
noticed.
Series.
I've noticed. I've been keeping an eye on these things.
Okay. Details, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys keep leveling up every year,
Baby.
and I love watching it, baby.
I mean, there was a camera like 20 feet in the air, all the way in the back, like up in a booth.
Yeah, just catching the crowd.
Down.
Yep.
Oh,
Mhm.
it was
Wait.
just-
I haven't. The video is not dropped yet, correct?
No.
Okay. Did you have when people got drafted? Did they like sit down and like get to say something to the camera about
Oh,
like
no.
how they
No,
felt to be
no,
drafted?
no,
Oh
no.
man. Okay.
Yeah.
Still, Okay, that's a great fired up.
Yeah,
I'm really
it was
jealous I couldn't be there.
You missed out, man. It was good.
I know. I was a little heartbroken that I'm not going to be able to play in the event this year because of my niece and nephew have a birthday party on the day of the.
They're gonna have a birthday
every year, man.
I know, but it's like,
Damn, dog, cutthroat in this room real quick.
So my birthday's the 22nd, and their birthday, Anthony's, is on the 23rd, and Layla's is on the 25th. So it's always like our birthday party.
Damn.
The whole family gets together, and it was like I was gonna try to go to that and then come to the party. It just wasn't gonna work out. So next year, I'm gonna tell my parents sorry. Also, don't schedule it on my nephew's birthday next year.
Got it.
Jeez.
Noted.
Totally.
Thank you.
Kropika, you listening?
Guzzarella, what are you fired up about?
Oh my God, dogs on disc golf courses. No, I'm just playing. Is that too early? Is that
Too soon. Too
Is
soon.
that too soon?
Is that too soon?
Not
Is that
too soon.
No, it's a really funny one actually because it's been happening so lately now that a lot lately now that the fact that the season's kind of starting up and everyone's starting to play a lot of disc golf and a lot of people are coming out of the woodworks that didn't play like throughout the kind of the winter season and like the earlier seasons and now they're fair weather fans like myself. Like I'm a fair weather fan player, man. Like
Me too.
I hate this shit.
Sucks
I
playing in the
hate it,
winter.
but I did it all year. Like I was just like, ugh, damn you, Vizzy, for pulling me out in 4 feet of snow. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm fired up about like the player that's like, man, that was a great shot if it just would have.
Yeah.
Oh, dog, I can't take it no more. Already. You know, like, oh, wrong disc. I'm like, no, it's not the wrong disc. You grip locked it 150 feet to the right. It's
Right.
fine. It wasn't the disc.
Yeah,
it wasn't that tree either. That was right off the tee pad that you hit and it went 80 feet to the right. Dog fired, grinds my gears, homie. Well, grinds my gears.
We got some beef.
Early on.
Dog. It's already early. What am I supposed to do the rest of the year?
Right? Yeah.
I'm just gonna be mad now.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
over.
Yeah.
That's what's hot, baby.
He is fired up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My God.
I love it.
That's proper.
I love it.
I should have brought marshmallows.
Right?
Yeah.
Burned.
Didn't matter what disc you used.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You have anything you want to ask me?
Hey, Alex.
Yeah, hey.
No, you got to go like this. Hey, Alex, what are you fired up about?
Yeah. What are you fired up about?
Two very well. One
You
little.
can only have one.
You had 4.
No, he actually had 16. He can camouflage it with 4.
Yeah. One is actually a very good little transition from the GJTDC
RS
GJTS TDTC.
7.
TDTC for short.
Again, that's my nephew's birthday party that weekend, and he's like addicted to wrestling right now. Every time I see him, all he can do is list all the wrestlers that he knows, which I love because for some reason he's into the era that I was into.
Oh,
So he's like,
fantastic.
"Do you know Stone Cold Steve Austin?" I'm like, "Yep."
Oh, yeah.
He's like, "Do you know Shawn Michaels?" I'm like, "Yep." And that's how we interact now, and I love it. So I just bought him,
And he's just watching all that old stuff on YouTube.
just on YouTube.
Oh,
That's it. Oh,
so
God.
great.
And while we're watching it on YouTube, he's making me play the action figures with him at the same
Do
time.
you
So-
stop him and explain to him that you couldn't do that when you were his age with the wrestlers?
No,
You
he's
do
he's
that,
only
please.
5 or 6.
I don't care.
so-
Explain to him how good he has it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He would stop me mid sentence and be like, "Do you know who Vader is?"
Yeah.
You can't
Fleeting
talk to
thoughts.
him. You just can
Yes,
listen to him.
yes.
Anyways, I bought him and myself tickets to go see WWE in Rockford in May.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't freak out. We might have to leave halfway through because it might just be too much for a little kid.
Right.
We're gonna be on the floor. There's gonna be a bunch of like obnoxious 30-year-olds drunk. Like we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I'm just imagining him on my shoulders the whole time. We're gonna make a sign beforehand. So I'm pretty
Hell
excited
yes.
about that. That'll be
very
cool.
Twist his balls.
I remember when my
his balls.
dad took me to my first wrestling thing, and
Yeah.
Rocky, like one of the chants was "Rocky sucks," and I was so young that I remember being like, "Dad, can I say Rocky sucks?" And he was like, "You know what? Go for
Today
it. bud.
you can.
Today you
Right?
can. Rocky sucks." You know, as a little kid, just
Yeah.
that was like a highlight. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
You know, it was
And-
like the highlight of one of my Christmases was like when I was a kid. I think I'm a little bit older than you guys, but like the rings and the figures that didn't even move. The figures that it's like stuck.
Oh, they
Yeah.
were
Oh,
like
yeah.
rubbery but
Yeah,
stuck.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just like,
Yeah, yeah,
you would like fling them off.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
oh yeah,
Oh my God. I
The
woke up.
elastic like ring. so you can
100 with
pull
the
back and
100 and
A
then
red,
like, you
white,
put
blue
you
hairbands.
you would
Yeah.
put them
Type
up.
of
material.
You would put them up top, and you can like push this thing down and then hit it, and you like jump off the top
Jump
rope.
off.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes.
So my parents got privy to the situation where like I would wake up at like 5 a.m. right, and they'd be up to like 1 wrapping shit. The last thing they had to do, they just like leave it out in the middle of the room.
Unwrapped.
Because I'd be up and be like, oh shit, what's that? And I like all day, I'm, going on? The rest and like the wrestling buddies.
absolutely.
Remember the wrestling buddies?
Oh, yeah.
Dog.
And the
Wrestling buddies, yeah.
Yeah, dog.
Where you had to stick your thumb up inside their butthole and like kind of have them fight
That's
each
how
other.
it was.
Yeah.
But you would go at it.
Is that the first time you've said butthole on the show this season?
Probably this season.
I think it is.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, good for
Butthole.
you.
What an honor.
Bring it to 4 episodes. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's solid.
Check one.
Yeah.
I went to
Banghamton.
WWF and saw Andre the Giant and and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Like,
Sure.
it's still perfectly in my memory. Like, I am still there right now.
It's
Dude.
real to me.
Somewhere
It's
in my
still-
parents'
It's still real to me,
It's still
damn it.
real to me, damn it.
It's still real to me, damn it!
somewhere in my parents' garage is a foam 2x4. Hacksaw Jim Duggan 2x4.
Oh, dude, you got to reclaim that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's somewhere. I'll find it.
Have your
but-
dad send you that photo.
Yeah.
You need
I
to
would
go
love
to like Michael's or Hobby Lobby and get the glass thing that they have for signed baseball bats.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
yeah, put it
and
in.
put
Oh my god.
have that up with your.
I can already
foam
see how it's
hacksaw
like
Jim
all
Duggan.
shredded and ripped, because we hit the
brutal.
shit out of each other with it. My
Yeah.
brother and
Better
I.
have.
Oh, we beat the. Oh god.
It's like a rubber
So-
bat at that point.
Oh, absolutely. This kid, your nephew, is gonna live that for the rest of his life.
Dude.
I hope. I really hope so. That's why, like, if he gets overwhelmed and we have to leave, that's fine. He's a kid. Like, not a big deal. But
Give him a beer, dude. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Listen.
level
that
that,
uncle.
off.
Yeah.
Level it
It's-
off.
Right.
yeah, we'll
Like
see.
What
Excitement
happens at
with
WWE
boobs.
stays at WWE.
That's right.
My hope is that we get through the whole thing and that it's like something he remembers forever. But
Oh, he will.
he goes to bed at like 7:00 and this thing doesn't even start until 7:00. So we'll see.
He's gonna be hyped as fuck.
I'm making sure that he takes a nap
Staying up
beforehand.
late
Oh.
and
Yeah.
seeing wrestling.
Nap from
My
noon
God.
to
Yo.
6.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm fired up about is my team at Disc Golf Chicago. I'm so grateful right now because for the last couple of weeks, probably the last couple of months, honestly, I've been in a real funk, very, very depressed and anxious and just like not able to keep up with all the things I needed to keep up. And a couple weeks back, I was just like, guys, I'm sorry. I need to take a step back from this. I know we have a lot going on, but I need to like heal. I need to focus on getting better. And Kevin Derrick and Eric Savoy have just handled so much while I've been gone. And it's like, I have been checking back on like our group chats recently, and it's like, damn, you guys are handling so like we have just gotten approval from the Cook County Forest Preserve to do a pop-up tournament tour series through 3 different Forest Preserve sites. There's a lot of red tape that goes on with all that.
Sure.
We have some new like people that are involved in leadership now. Danielle Sass is going to be a tournament director for one of those.
Oh, she's great.
She's
Cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
Jake Jackson, he's involved in a bunch of different organizations, but he's running a tournament at Bussy Woods.
I also got to shout out Nick Fords, who kind of came onto the scene during the beginning, like the early stages of our Forest Preserve project. And he's just been doing so much high-level communication, project management. He just came out of nowhere and is doing so much important work for us. So super grateful for everything Nick is doing.
There's just a lot going on, and I have not been a part of it. So Disc Golf Chicago could not have been doing anything if these guys weren't leading the charge. And I'm just very grateful to them. And I hope they listen and hear this. You guys are absolutely the future of Disc Golf Chicago. And I'm super grateful for everything they're doing.
Rock star.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's time for the Cal Hellender rundown.
Hey.
All right. That is,
Question mark?
that's all the fired up. That was a long fired up. I feel like everybody had a lot,
Feels good.
a lot there, but yeah, there was a lot of good stuff.
That was real good.
Now we need to hear about what kind of events.
We need to hear about not touching the microphone one
We
more
need-
time. Go ahead.
Now we need to hear about what kind of events we have coming up, which means it's time for the Callahan Rundown, brought to you unofficially by DiscGolfScene.com. Come on, Pete.
Should we have Jason do it?
It is a Callahan rundown.
I mean, he is
So-
a Callahan.
I thought about this.
I like that.
If I did it, it would be the Fanchahalander.
Ugh.
And I don't like that. And if you did it, it would be the
Salamander?
Salamander.
Salamander rundown?
Alexander Hallander.
Yeah.
Or you could be the Curta Hallander.
Yeah, and yours just sounds too much like Inseminator, and I don't like that. The Seminala Hallander, I don't like it. Oh,
I just showed Ryan my AirPods that I actually got from my previous company. They sent me AirPods that are engraved, and it says the Seminator. It doesn't say Inseminator. But,
so close.
I always wanted my nickname to be the Inseminator.
The "in" is implied.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It sure
Yeah.
is.
The
Oh, that's so
Seminator.
good.
Yeah.
But it has to be the Callahalander, so
Yes.
you can do it because Sean is admittedly not feeling 100%. So
a little under the weather, very congested, if you can't already tell. I just think it would be very funny to see Jason go
Explain.
through all the things that I have to go through to read the Callahan rundown. Jay, are you up for it?
Yeah, definitely.
Sick.
Oh, I love it.
He would
Here's
never
my
say
phone.
no.
No,
Yeah.
never.
You could throw him on the spot for about anything
Oh, belly up.
other
You
than
don't have to read
playing disc
verbatim.
golf.
You can ask questions throughout if you have any, but everything
All right.
is there for you.
This is the Callahan run. Oh, I've already.
It's off to a great start. The Callahan.
Just run through it,
The
baby.
Callahan Rundown Spring 2.0. The second stop on the GJTS Workforce Spring Open 4 at Trinity Links goes live for registration on Friday, April 15th.
which
the
is
event-
our
which is-
tomorrow.
Which is the
Tomorrow.
day.
Your
Yes.
last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
The event is on Saturday and Sunday, May 14th and 15th. We will definitely be running another flex start or two leading up to the event at Trinity, so you guys can
Who's
get your-
we, Jason?
Me. So you guys can get your practice in since the course is still technically closed. Cough, cough. Do you want to, since you're a little congested, do you want to do the coughs? There you go. Perfect.
So close.
Anything you guys need to chime in on that?
No.
Awesome with the flex, man. I'm loving the flex.
Two of them. I
baby.
just got them all situated with Mr.
love the
Kopika
flex.
today. The flexi.
Delwood and the Masters of the Canyons. This is a new event this year, and it is the first time we have done a Masters only event. It's been live on discgolfscene.com. Come on, Pete.
Pete.
But there are still spots in all pro divisions and a few in the AM divisions.
Mhm.
So go check that out if you're 40 plus or know someone interested who is 40 plus.
Are there still openings for that?
Yes.
Oh, baby, like MP40?
Yeah.
Did you just hear me say that there were openings and then immediately followed up with the question, are there still
Are there
openings?
I actually didn't hear you say that part.
Cool. Well, Sean and Ryan and everybody listening, here's the next part. Fucking Alex doesn't care what I say.
Newman.
Last but not least, Monday night at KLM, Disc Golf Chicago. This is interesting considering. We'll be doing their Sunset Dubs League. Sign-ups start at 6:15, tee off at 7. So
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah, there's two more.
Okay, DDG bag tags on Saturday mornings until June. $10 for bag tags, 15 to play, 10 a.m. sign up, 11 a.m. tee off. And Mr. Leo Doc Borowski is starting up Trinity bag tags on Sundays at Trinity Links. This is your opportunity to play the course that has been closed for 2 years and get practice in for the MPQRT TPPRS Workforce Brewing Open 4 and beyond. Tags are $15. Round is $10. That includes the ACE and the CTP. Sign-ups between 10 and 11 and the tee off around 11:15. And that, you sons of bitches, is the Callahan
Newman.
Rundown.
Wow.
Damn. You just lost yourself a job, dog.
Yeah.
You just
Man,
gave it
you
away.
better not be sick again.
Give it away now.
It was all right.
Hey, I'm gonna give it a 7.5
I liked
out of
it.
10.
I liked it a lot.
Couple 2-3 points.
Hey, a couple
Yeah,
2-3
2-3.
points. Kind of like Fancher's team this year.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Got him.
Nice.
Giggity.
All right. Before we actually hear from our sponsors, I want to say a quick shout out to the Disc Golf Girl on Instagram. That's _Disc Golf Girl. That's Casey Della Penna. She's an FPO player. She did the intro to episode 2 for us.
It was great. Yeah.
She killed it. She's super fun and she makes really great content. Definitely give her a follow. You will not be disappointed by the advice she gives, and just like she is just super entertaining. But I wanted to let you guys know that she also has a signature series disc that she released this year, which is a big deal. They're lighter weights. They're really like female friendly discs. There's a diamond fuse and a sapphire, and you can get them at capitaldiscs.com. They might be sold out already, but she was talking about doing another run of them. So either way, give her a follow on Instagram and keep an eye out for those discs. They have really, really cool artwork, and she rocks. So give her a follow.
It's always nice to support, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so nice to get into Gavin and everyone that's connected to Delwood, it's connected to disc golf. It's like, we need to support these people.
Absolutely. She's not like making money. Nobody in disc golf's really making
gotta
money.
tour,
She's
man. You
just
gotta go.
putting this out there for people to be entertained. So go
Yeah.
check that stuff out and support her. And thanks again, Casey. You really killed it with that intro.
For sure.
And now we're going to hear from our sponsors.
Right.
Now.
Hey guys, it's Andy O'Day. You know me as AO the Mortgage Pro, your favorite disc golfing mortgage broker. If you are looking to refinance, now is the time to go over those numbers to see what's going to make the most sense for you. If you're looking to purchase, whether now or in the next maybe 18 months, let's develop that game plan so when the time comes, you're going to be ready to go. You guys know how to reach me on all the social media platforms, AO the Mortgage Pro. If you guys mention Unstable Discourse when you call me, you will get a free travel basket after closing. And now you can find me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We are live now, episode 0 of Amortize This, talking all things real estate and all things mortgages. I look forward to speaking to you guys, and hopefully I'll see you on the course.
Listen to Unstable Discourse on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, or right from unstablediscourse.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have the time, leave us a rating and review, or just tell a friend. It helps the podcast get to more listeners.
We are back from the break, and we got a little extra fuel in our system. Mr. Guzzo brought in. What do we have shots of? Was that Jameson?
Jameson Black Barrel, yes sir.
It was a hell of a toast.
It was very good than Jameson.
Yes, it is.
I wish
Dried
half the people
dried out.
I wish half the people that offered you shots did a toast.
Sean feels
half as
great
good
now.
as that.
He's not even sick anymore.
Feel much better, dog.
Yeah,
much better.
Thank you. All right, so now that we're back from the break, that means it's time for the bangers and mash. Can you do your best British accent and say bangers and mash?
There is no way I can do that.
We've all done
I don't
it.
even think I have one.
We've all
Still
done it.
have to try.
The worser, the better.
You got to do
The
it.
worster, the better. Isn't that like an Irish thing though? Like a bangers? Isn't that Irish? Was it Irish or is it English? Gonna go give the old bangers and mash, man.
Okay.
That's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I watched a lot of Peaky Blinders, but I don't know how to do it.
Good,
I don't
the
know how to do
mang
it.
at the end.
Yeah.
Mang.
Mang.
I don't know
mine was
how
identical
to.
to that.
I don't know how to handle that, but I
But
loved
you guys
it.
are Irish. You guys know how to do it.
Right.
Like 100%. I'm sure you guys can do it pretty good.
Too farty.
Too farty. The bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash.
Mang.
I think I did
Bangers
better than
and
that.
mash,
That was
man.
horrible. That was horrible.
Yeah.
32 things you hated today.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Kylie really set the standard when she said
God.
bangers and mash in it.
Yeah. In it.
And it.
That's the key.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's time for the bangers and mash. It's it's
You can't forget him. The bangers and mash.
Michael and mash.
all right. I like this. I like this vibe a lot. We're going to be talking about the mental game. Sean and I talked about this during the break. I think a really cool way to frame this is we're going to talk about how important is the mental game when you're playing disc golf, and like how your self-talk is a really important part of being able to compete at a really high level. And we'll also talk about why good, healthy self-talk is important off the course, like just in life. So I think a cool place to start is none of us compete outside. What's your rating? What division do you usually play?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's looking at me. He was talking to everybody, then he's like, "You."
I know Jason's Jason's
I've been,
pro.
So here's the craziest thing is I'm MA3, right?
Okay. Rec.
I'm MA3, 875. I literally have gone down and up the entire last year and today. I have never moved ever.
I'm right in the same bracket.
Really?
I never moved.
There was just a ratings update on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tuesday, yeah.
Consistency.
Now the reason
100%
It didn't budge.
all year.
the reason I ask you,
How many rated rounds do you have this year?
I played every tournament last year, I think, almost.
What about this year?
I haven't played any tournaments, but I played flexes, and I'm
Which
now in a
is-
10-week flex with C1. So that's it. I haven't moved from 875. Went 874, 876, 874, 875. The most
consistency is
wild
key.
thing. But that's the thing. It's I'm a consistency guy. I mean, that's the thing. If you can't show yourself that you're consistent, I would honestly, I would rather be. I mean, that's like the whole thing too. Is like that's me. I'm a consistent guy. Just as long as I'm showing up 1% every single day, that's how it is.
Mhm.
I went into tournaments. Like I go into tournaments, man. I am like circle one putts in a tournament. Holy shit! I'm like Peter Parker on the side of a building before I knew I can fly and shoot webs.
Yeah.
Shaking.
I'm there, dude.
Am
I'm
I
with you.
putting or am I? It's so crazy, dog.
Only then, or is it off the tee? Is it everywhere?
No, it's only tournaments. Like when tournament play happens, man.
Yeah.
It's starting on like 13 at Delhi for a tournament, dude. I'm like,
So what you're saying is it's working. What we're doing is working.
no,
Good,
I
good
think
to hear.
it should be that way though too. It's
Yeah.
like, I think you should always start very uncomfortable, like how we do it in C1 too. Our C1 Open, right?
Yeah.
It's over the water, dog.
Yeah.
It's over the water. Dude, that's a 350. I think it's a 350 to the bottom of the water in the grass, and I think it's 356, 357 to the basket, and then 360 and above is OB.
Right.
But we have that little island to the left.
Yeah.
Dog, I'm like shaking like island. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Give me the island
I
every
can't-
time.
because I can't rip that over that. There's
For
no
sure.
way.
Most
right?
people
Yeah.
can't.
The reason I was specifically interested in your rating and like what level division you play is you're a very fit person. Like physically, you could play if mentals were not a part of it, and it was just a matter of like what you could do physically. There's no reason why you couldn't play at the highest level with any other professional player, in my opinion. Does that make sense? You guys,
Well,
are you guys following me?
I appreciate that, but in this game, it doesn't mean shit. That's what I think. I think just because
You mean like your physical?
yeah, I mean it does, but it doesn't, right?
It
Like,
does, and that stamina is super important.
Stamina's good, but I think fluidity. I mean, even a golf game, right? Like you saw Tiger Woods play when he was a stickly, right? And then all of a sudden, Tiger Woods went to the gym. He came back and it was like, oh, look at Tiger Woods' arms with his red shirt on Sunday, and he's just destroying for 15 years straight.
Right.
So there's a thing to it, right? It's not just like if you go to the gym, you're gonna be good at the sport. This sport takes way more rotation and rotational speed than I think actual stick golf does.
Mhm.
It
I agree with
100%
that.
does
I believe
because you're standing still in ball
Well,
golf.
your arm is, whatever length it is, but a club extends that speed. So to get the same,
Would you
I
stop
hit the
hitting the
microphone.
microphone?
To get
Good
the same
God, Ryan.
speed with your arm as a club would, yeah, it's much more difficult.
On the other side of it too, the other side of the coin is the fact that like when you ball golf, you are standing still the entire time. Like we are trying to either stand still and or X step and or one step and or what's comfortable for you.
Right.
So
Sure.
if you don't think this has anything to do with it, you're crazy.
Mhm.
And people who aren't seeing this right now is the fact that I went into a really hard shot. It's just like you have to know how to do that. And a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
With ball golf, it's just right here.
There's obviously a certain amount of like athletic intuition when it comes
Yeah.
to your mechanics.
Well, I think of Calvin Heimberg because
Dude,
maybe Calvin Heimberg hits the gym, but I really doubt he hits it hard, if at all, right? He's got the athletic intuition and he's got a wingspan that's about 14 feet long.
Yep.
And he's smart enough to understand his game and how it plays, and he smashes 600 feet. And that's all there is to it.
Well, yeah. I guess what I'm doing a bad job of trying to get to is physically.
You look good, and you're not that good at disc golf. Is what he's trying
No.
to say.
Right. So let me
know,
talk
it's
about
like,
that
come
really
on,
quick.
No.
Callahan.
Hold
You
on.
look strong enough to throw 500, bro. Why aren't you doing it?
What I'm not even talking about distance. What I'm trying to get to is
Dog, I'm out.
the people who compete at the highest level. What is it that's separating them from us? It's they have the time, like that's their job. They're focusing on it completely.
Huge.
It's a
percentage
huge
of it.
part of it.
Huge.
But I would argue that the number one thing that separates them is the mental game. The people who are consistently hitting their putts and who are consistently like when you have an errant shot, it's not ruining your round. You're not having a breakdown.
Oh, I think that's the biggest part.
That's what I'm trying to,
Yeah.
that's the picture I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to paint here
Yeah.
is to compete at the highest level. It's the people who have the time to practice, not just the mechanics, but like training themselves and talking to themselves about how to stay consistent, how to come back from when, you start off with a triple bogey on hole one. How do you not let that ruin your entire round?
Mhm.
Do any of you feel like you have a really solid mental game when you play?
Zero. No, I fly by the seat of my pants.
Yeah.
Like, especially with
Really?
which I don't play in very many rated rounds or tournaments or anything like that. But when I do, everything is out the window, and however I play is how I assume I'm just going to play. If it starts off like shit, well, that's it. I'm going to play like shit. And there's nothing that my mind can do to force that in the other direction. It's just how it is. Like, I don't have a mental preparedness plan for any of that.
I would say there's nothing that you can do only because you haven't trained your mind. Like,
I would agree with that.
that's the thing is
Sure,
like, it's the
sure.
time and the practice.
I
and the
know
training.
how to play. I can. And I'm maybe a couple points higher than Anthony, but
More than that.
Fine. It's not much. We're on the same page, basically. But I know I could be at a higher level. I could play advanced, but my mental game is such that if I throw an errant shot, that's
There
the
goes
end.
the round.
That's it. And it's not because I get frustrated and hate the game and can't play anymore. It's just I've settled with myself that, that is how this is going to go today. And that's how it's going to go. And that's how it goes.
Interesting.
And that's it. Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I think that it's like the way that our game, because we play together so often, early birdies, that's like our core foursome, that when we get together in golf, it's like a really fun time and we're so happy to be hanging out with each other that we're not super worried about, like, I golf with a lot of people, and I'm exposed to a lot of different disc golfers that utilize this sport in very different ways.
Sure.
The core of my enjoyment from it is having fun with my friends. So I know so many people, most of the people I know that start to dislike it because they're not having that good time, and it is very serious, and I can't believe what my circle 1 percentage is, and blah, blah, blah. And they're really hard on themselves. And I struggle to identify with that, because at my core values of what I'm doing is I'm stoked to be hanging out with Ryan. And if we get some birdies today, sick.
Dope.
But if we get bogeys, I still got to hang out with Ryan and Joe and Donnie, and we still had a blast. And was why I was here.
It's a big monumental shift in your mindset.
Yeah.
It's a gigantic.
I'm not cognizant of
mindset.
what I'm doing correctly and what I'm doing incorrectly. I'm there in the moment, and however it goes, it goes. I don't think about it at the time, but I'm sure, in my mind, it has already been made up. So if I throw a bad shot, that's just how it's going to go. And I know there is a way to reverse that mentally and, get yourself back in the game and prepare yourself to play well. And that's not something
if you have
I've
that errant shot, as you put it, like at the beginning, that doesn't mean that you're not having fun the rest of the round necessarily. You just may not and that's really the thing, is like knowing what you really want to get out of it. And it's okay to just be like, my goal for the round is to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to have a breakdown or freak out or get,
most of the time,
I'm not going to let it ruin everything if I had a bad shot.
Most of the time it is to enjoy it. But if I'm playing a sanctioned round, there is the pressure, because you get that number and it's quote unquote official.
Right.
So there has to be accountability with yourself, but it goes out the window. Like we played the Funk last year and I shot hot round first round. I don't know how that round was better than my normal play. I just did, and it felt great, and we were good. Second round, I shot hot garbage. And it was the same day. I'm blaming it on Taco Bell, because that's the only
that has a whole
right?
different sway to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 2 rounds. Yeah. Are you capable of that? Have you ever done that? How many times have you done that? How many times have you not done that? What did you eat in the middle? Like, what did you eat during the day? What did you eat for breakfast? It's too much.
And the card was different, but I still got along super great with it was Trevon and Dan McMillan and David Pena.
Oh, fire.
Damn, that's a great card.
Fire card. And you know what?
Great
was
card.
really
You had
funny?
me at Trevon.
Yeah. We all shot exactly the same round.
No way.
And we were lead card. We all just shot garbage. I don't know what it was, but once we got to like 4 holes in, I had already committed to, this is going to be a garbage round.
It's very hard to put together 2 solid rounds. I very rarely have done that in tournaments. I usually have a trash round and then I come back, or it's a great round and then the next round is trash.
Yeah.
Putting together 2 solid rounds under pressure the whole time, that's the kind of thing I'm trying to articulate. Like, the people who can do that consistently, there's a lot of good self-talk that they're trained in, and there's a lot of like focus that they're trained in. That's stuff that's off the course as well.
Speaking of that, we talked about this earlier. Paige Pierce is playing in, one of the majors today. Her first round.
First
Champion Cup.
First hole.
First hole.
Lead card.
Lead card.
5 for 5 trees, baby.
Oh, just
5-time champ. 5-time tree.
Dude.
Just
5-time tramp.
It was hard to watch, right?
But was it? Or were you like, oh, it happened?
She's human, right?
Yeah.
It happens.
But
The 1%
after
human.
all of that, she's still 1 down and still in the mix. And tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday,
4 rounds.
Dude, you've no
she's
idea.
gonna kill it,
There's
because
so
she
much
has
golf,
that.
dude.
She has that cognizant mental capability to turn off what happened yesterday and crank on it today.
18 times 4 minus 1 hole.
Right.
Dog. Are you kidding me?
Right.
You're gonna give it up for 1 hole?
Yeah.
You have full rounds of 18 about to be played. You don't know it's hot. You don't know what's slow, but you know what? You go out there one day, you hit 5 trees off the first tee. Next thing you go out the next day, you ace the next hole, or you hit a birdie. It's like, dude, that's the game. That's the game we're in.
That is why we're all playing this as much as we can, because there's so much of it that we do have control over, but there's a lot that we don't. At least for me, like what Ryan was saying earlier, I prefer to be in this situation, I think, because I have to control so many things all the time in my business life. When I'm out, I kind of enjoy the fact that like I don't have it all super figured out. I know that what I'm doing is not wrong.
Sure.
but everybody's right or correct is different, and mine is my way, and I'm going to play it my way. Like, you know, working with Mark Borowski, who is like a form nerd, you know, he's like my little baby bird, but he's always talking about form, and for him it is that way because he was raised on the sport and he's been doing it for such a long time.
Since he was a kid.
He
Like,
thinks of it
a
in those
baby?
terms, but like I don't. And I explain to him constantly that I hear everything that you're saying and I want you to help me become a better disc golfer, but I'm not thinking about that when I play disc golf ever. I'm never thinking about that. I'm just out doing my best version of the ability that I have.
Right. So that gets broken down to like wants and needs, right? Mark may be saying one thing to you and you may be asking him questions and then you talk to him and he's like, yeah, dude, just do this and this and this, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. But you're like, in your head, you're like, that would be a great world. But right now I'm running businesses and tournaments. And it's like, right now, it's like, that's not what you need to focus on because you got other things going on that are making a great impact in the world and for yourself and your farmstead. I don't have that time. I don't have that time. And that's perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. And we can go back to like, you asked earlier, you were like, Vizzy has said something about you, you know, about the whole mental game and these things are going on. I don't know if you guys remember how, not to call out Vizzy because I'm not going to call you out, but I'm going to call you out. Vizzy last year, I don't know if you guys remember this, like last year when I first started talking to all of you guys, actually, minus you, Jason, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You know,
it made up for it today.
Kind of. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Okay.
It was one of those things where like, you know, I just came onto the scene and I just got into Circle One. I really didn't know what was going on. I took 9 years off of the whole game. You know, I took 9 years off of disc golf, but I got back into it because of something that happened in my personal life, right?
Right.
So I came back to it and I found a love for it again. And then for the first time, someone told me to go to Delwood. And I'm like, where? Because I was always like, I was at the first tee off for the Oaks 25 years ago. You know,
That's
like
the best course in the area. What are you talking about,
100%,
Delaware?
right?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I was there when like Highland, it wasn't even Highland. We went to go play it when there was no tee boxes. You know, like I was there.
Oh, wow.
I was there. Oh God, here we go.
What are you like?
How old
50,
are you?
dog?
God,
Yeah. You keep talking.
65, homie. 65, you know? So it's one of those things like I was there. And like, I didn't know
What time do you usually eat dinner? Like 3:45?
Oh my gosh, just to catch Golden Girls at night. You know, I lost touch with the game for like 9 years, right? So I come back. Everyone was saying you got to go check out Delwood, right? What's that? Where's it at? So anyway, like go to Delwood. I'm like, holy shit! I went with my nephew for the first time, and just so happened we walk in, and that was the second time you remodeled the place, right? You just remodeled the second time. First time closet, second time bigger closet. And I was there for the third time, but I went there with my nephew, who was 20 at the time. We bought discs, and actually Sean Callahan was in the Disc Golf Pro Shop. And I was like, what the fuck is this place, right?
Right.
Because there was no place like that. When we played, we went to liquor stores. Liquor stores.
K's in Shorewood was my spot.
Dog, we went to like New
Liquors.
Lenox.
Yeah.
New Lenox.
Yeah.
There was a guy who sold beer.
Still.
Yeah.
Still doing it.
By Haynes?
That's Gary. That's one of Gary's accounts. Gary Lewis sells the discs out of that place.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And then
Same with Highland.
Is Highland?
Same.
Yeah,
That's
Really?
all
Wow.
they're- and Case.
Unbelievable. So going back to like what you said, it was like one of those things like you have to understand what's going on around you to actually understand what's going on around you. And when you don't, you get a little frazzled, all those things. Like Mark was telling you, you got to do this, you got to do that. And you're like, I'm just not there right now.
Yeah.
And like, I was just not there right now. And I walked into you at the shop and all these things. And it was just a bananas event of like, holy shit, man. This thing went upside down, left to right. Amazing. The sport grew so much.
Yeah.
And talking about walking in to talking to him with my nephew at the time, who just started playing golf, which he doesn't know about this right now. I'm not looking at him, but my nephew just got a box of Discmania, the $100 box for Christmas, right? He just got it, walked in there, and now he's picking out discs for my nephew. And I'm like, yeah, give him this, give him that. And he was like, nah, he shouldn't have that. He should have this. And I was like, cool. Because I had no idea, right? Because like I'm looking at the store and I'm like,
DX
this
needs.
is not.
That's what you need.
Dude,
Yeah.
unbelievable. The most gracious person was Sean Callahan at the time. And I told him time and time again, I actually took Sean when I got the whole Deli Award thing too. Like Sean and I talked way before that. And it was like,
Listeners, if you don't know, Guzzo is one of the
Deli recipients.
he's one of the first deli recipients.
One of 9.
Yeah. One of the original 9.
did not deserve it. If you're listening, did not deserve it. How it came about was,
Before I can see you getting emotional. Before we get to that, and we'll get to it. Listen, I want to take us back in this conversation a little bit. You were talking about Paige having one bad hole, but there's 4 more days of golf left.
Dude.
And this takes me back to an episode of your podcast that I listened to where you talked about one bad day with your diet or one bad day with, like people have bad days, but you can get back on it. Like one bad day shouldn't, or even one bad minute, one bad hour shouldn't ruin your whole day. One bad thing that happens on the day, you've got one bad hour, good. You've got another 23 hours left in this day. Are you gonna let that 1 hour ruin the whole day? That applies so perfectly to what you were saying about Paige and playing at a pro level. The real key to the mental game, I think, is how you talk to yourself in life in general, not just on the course, but how you are able to coach yourself when things are not going your way, and how to remind yourself of what still can be, and what do you really want to get out of this day, this hour, this week, this round, whatever. It's that positive self-talk. I feel like you are really an expert in that. I feel like it's helped to shape the Guzzo that I never met Guzzo, way back when. I'm just meeting this version of you.
Right.
You've come out of metamorphosis from, a crazy chapter of your life. Can you talk a little bit more about that mentality of like, how do you make sure you don't let that one bad hour or that one bad shot color the rest of your day?
Alex, wonderful question. You can actually put that into almost a crazy caricature of what it actually is, right? Like you just said 2 seconds ago, you said, now you see me for this person that does XYZ, right? It's like you're telling yourself that story to yourself that this is what Guzzo is, right? And you don't even, maybe you do, or maybe you don't know the background of the whole situation, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't matter anything, because how I'm presenting myself to you, you're already telling yourself, like, this is Guzzo, this is Guzzo, this is Guzzo. And the hindsight of it is like, you look at a golf game, right? 3 rounds, 2 rounds, 1 round. It doesn't matter. How can you possibly give up on yourself after 1 hole? How can you hit 5 trees off of 1 tee pad and go 7 on the first hole? It doesn't matter if you go 20 on the first hole. There's 3 more rounds left, right? So if you have one bad hole, how is that possibly going to screw you for the next 17 holes that day and 18 holes the next day?
Right.
Honestly, it doesn't make any sense. So if we can go back to the whole thing of like caddying for Vizzy last year, and we can go to, it's not just carrying a bag type of thing. Like, I'm not just here to carry your bag, dog. I'm not.
Right, a caddy is much more than that.
That's
Sean,
how it is.
Sean, you know a little bit about caddying, right?
Caddied for some people, decent players.
It's the same thing when you go to the PGA, right? The PGA, right? There's a reason why these guys make $1.5 million, $2.5 million. There's a reason why the caddies do. There's a reason. They're not just shining your clubs and carrying your bag. They're not just doing that. And I think if we can just like fast forward to like when you carry someone's bag in disc golf, you have an opportunity and a purpose, man. You are not just putting on a backpack. You are not just carrying towels. You're not just carrying discs for somebody. You are there to get them through your 18 holes.
I feel like it's a responsibility.
100%, dude.
Right?
I wish that we saw
100%.
more of that within the community of the people that everybody's homies with everybody. And you do see it. It exists for sure. But I wish that it was used more, and there was more people out there carrying the bags for the boys and the girls, of course.
Yeah.
That'd be super cool. And I think that what caddying for me, what I've taken away from it is like, there's so many things that you can take away. You could take away being a better player or learning the ability to be there for somebody else. And that feels fantastic to be supportive of somebody else, just be selfless. Being selfless feels awesome.
Dude,
and I
it's the
don't
best feeling in the
think
fucking world.
people get that enough in their lives. That's such an easy way to be able to do that.
It's such a metaphor for life.
Yeah.
You need a caddy. Like, you need a good friend in life to just be able to catch you when you're off track, to be able to talk to when you're not feeling right, when you're not feeling like yourself. Things don't really start to get better unless you can, get stuff out, and ideally to a good friend. You need to be able to get things out and have somebody just be your sounding board and keep you in check, keep you on track. It's very hard to have those battles just by yourself, not just on the disc golf course. Whatever you're going through.
Never.
There's
you should never have those battles by yourself,
Yeah,
dude.
that-
Absolutely
that
not.
battle's
There's
already
no-
lost.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
No
If you
fucking
don't.
way. I mean, that's just the thing, too, is like, not to cut you off, Ryan.
No,
I'm just
go
like,
ahead.
Like, no, it's like, there's no reason why you should be battling anything in your life alone. I don't care if you're male or female. It doesn't matter at this point. It's you need to do something. You're failing at something, or you think you're failing at something. You have to have that other person with you to be not just your teammate, but your partner in the end of it. This is a life thing. It's not just a caddy thing. You go caddy, life, friend, loved one, family member. It doesn't matter. But when you understand that you need someone to help you out, and when you accept that to yourself, you need someone to help you out, because we can't do this thing alone, dog. This thing is not done alone. And as soon as you understand that, that's a huge, huge up in the world. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I did that long time ago. I thought it was all on me. Me. You can relate to this, dude. I know you can. And I thought it was everything was on me, like a cement suit, dude. I never asked anybody for anything. You know what the best thing in my life was is that when I hit rock bottom, I came back and I said, you know what? Now I have to rely on other people. Now I have to get the community around me. Now I have to get the sum of the 5 people around me, the strongest people around me.
I love that.
It's one of those things where it's like.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
100%.
I think a lot of people won't be familiar with that concept.
Cool. So you are only the sum of the 5 people that are around you.
That you spend the most time around.
100%. The most time around those people, the 5 people. That's it. That's all you are.
Think about the 5 people you spend the most time around on a regular basis. It's a good time to take a little like self-inventory.
Yeah.
Who do you spend the 5 people you spend the most time around?
Real
You're a
quick,
sum.
let's go around the
of those.
table and let's talk about everybody's 5 people.
No.
I don't mind.
I will. I'll start, and I don't even have 5.
Go on.
Guzzo,
I don't
start.
think I have 5.
Trisha's 1. She's in this room right now.
Uh-huh.
She's definitely 1. I think Vizzy is 1 also. And I don't mean to say I think he is 1. I have said personal things to 3 out of the 4 people in this room. Besides that, I think Sean Callahan is 1 and Ryan Fancher is 1. Besides that, it's very difficult to put a percentage on what is actually working. But here's the thing, the whole thing is like, you have to break it down to you're either an anchor or an uplifter. And what I mean by that is you're either holding me back or you're lifting me and pushing me forward. And you can't be one of the both. And you can't have your foot in both pools. Because if you're pulling me down, you're pulling me down.
Right.
And that is that. And you're gone. Done. Psh, gone. So it's one of those things where it's like you have to audit your circle every day, every week, every month. You have to audit your shit.
Yeah.
Because someone that works for you now and you believe in them now may not be the same person tomorrow. And that's the scariest part. But you have to know the difference between the people that are trying to help you in the long run. You have to believe in those people. And that's why you put yourself into them, you believe in them, and you listen to them how they talk. And that's the whole thing we're getting down to is like you have to understand the people that are around you first before you can even say, I trust them with who I am and who are my 5.
That reminds me a lot about how people talk about you want to get better at disc golf, play in a better division. The people that you're going to spend time around, the way they see the game, the way they approach the game, you spend more time with those people, your game is going to improve. It's the same, like you can extrapolate that to outside of disc golf.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You keep playing, you spend your life with people who are like wreck at life. You're going to be wreck at life, dog. Like
Right.
you need to find some mentors and some people that lift you up and people that help you be the best version of yourself.
You need 1,000 rated friends.
Dude, 1,000 rated friends. That's the new name of the episode.
Minimally.
1,000 rated friends.
Minimally.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
But that's the thing. That's like, if
That should have been the name of the podcast.
But that's just the thing, though. Too, it's like if you want to run with the weak, you're going to develop a limp, man. You know, because you don't really notice that until it's too late.
I think the people who compete at the highest level have carefully audited their circle.
100%.
They surrounded themselves with people that motivated them and made them want to be better. And that doesn't mean that you cut people out who are struggling. Like you can be a good friend and help lift up a friend who's struggling, but there is probably a certain point where you may have to go, dude's been struggling for like 10 years. Does he want to change or does she want to change? Like, I don't know how there's a hole in that tub and I keep pouring my cup into that tub and like, it's draining me.
Exactly, dude. But at the end of the day, Alex, it's like you start out your day with that 16-ounce cup, right? It's up to you and you alone to divvy that up to where you need that energy to go. But here's the question at the end of the day. Do you have enough for yourself? And that is where everything gets messed up because a lot of us who suffer from anything just pour that thing out randomly and don't even understand that. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to go do this for myself. And it's horrible.
They don't even realize at the end of the day, they poured themselves into
it's gone.
All these other people.
Your energy for yourself is minute. It's negative.
Right.
Because that energy that you're getting back is horrible.
Right.
So when you wake up in the morning, you have to know that you are number 1. Not selfishly, you get a glass number 1, and now you go, oh, this glass isn't as full as it was. but I have to make this work for the day. You need to take care of yourself.
You
first.
can't be a good friend to somebody. You can't be a good caddy. You can't be 1,000 rated friend to somebody else if your cup is empty. That's the unselfish part.
Loving yourself is foundation, bro.
You have to find a way to love yourself if you're going to be a good friend to anybody else, if you're going to share to anybody else. And that, again, is the key to having regular mental health that's balanced and stable and keeps you on a track. I mentioned earlier in this episode that I've been really depressed and anxious.
Only the other day. Yeah.
It's I've had a really rough go of it. And honestly, things did not start to this is the best I've felt in a long time. And
good.
Partially because we're doing the podcast. I woke up today like it's podcast day, and that helped lift my spirits.
Good.
But also, I wouldn't have been able to do this today if I hadn't spent the last like 2 weeks talking to my brother, my wife, my dad. I've reached out to a few people around me and been like, this is how I'm feeling. This is what's going on. Got some support, and just having a few people listen and offer their support and love back. Like, I'm on the upswing right now, and I absolutely would not be if I didn't talk to a few people, if I didn't have a few 1,000 rated friends around me.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for the people around me that have been helping to lift me up.
And then, like in that time of need, right? Like even you sent me a message on Facebook, and like in that time of need, man, you have to be able to step back and understand that like there's so much that I am grateful for. There's so much, man. You're waking up. You have your 2 eyes, your 2 feet. You have everything. You put your feet on the ground. It's an amazing thing. In the long run of things, we don't look at that anymore. We go, oh, woe is me. Oh, woe is me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, dude, not woe is me. Your fridge has some food in it, has some drink in it.
You have a fridge.
You have water. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, man, all you need to do is reach out to somebody, Like, when you felt that way, I wish you reached out to me earlier, dog. For real. Just reach out immediately. Hey, man, what's your number?
I'm happy to talk about that because we've talked on the show a lot about the importance of reaching out and mental health. And the weird thing is that I'm so conscious of the importance of it, and yet I wasn't doing it for a long time because of the fear of I didn't want people to see me as somebody that like they couldn't count on, or that I didn't want to be perceived in a certain way by people really close to me. So.
And in your heart of hearts, that that's not true, but there's still a fear of that. I get that.
I was out of control of my self-talk. My self-talk was like, you can't, like, don't tell him how you feel, or don't tell her how you feel. Like, they're going to worry about you, and then they're going to look at you differently.
Yeah.
And so then you start feeling really alone. And then your self-talk just like, you're only dealing with yourself, and you're not happy with how you feel. And like, it's a spiral. It's a very easily dangerous spiral.
No, it totally is. But you know what you just said, and what you just said also is like, dude, that's the story that you're telling yourself.
Right.
You are telling yourself that story that I cannot talk to anybody. I cannot let them know what's going on. I cannot let them show weakness. You're telling yourself that story that's it's not there. It's poof. It's in the air. But yet you're believing it.
Right.
Because you're telling yourself that story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the down slope of badness, dude. I'm telling you. When you think you can't talk to people is when you start failing at everything in life. It's not just yourself. Last, it's yourself. First, it's everything in your surroundings.
Yep.
Your surroundings start to suffer.
Yep.
Then they're like, what the fuck? What's going on? What's going on? And then you just start, you're chipping away at it. And it's, at the end of the day, you just have to understand that don't tell yourself that story, because if it means so much to you, what you think about that one person or that one story, you're telling yourself a story that's different to let yourself believe something that's non-existent.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing in the world, man. And we all do it.
We all do it.
We all
It's
do
so
it. It doesn't
weird.
matter if you're going to the gym, going to the store, trying to get your life on track, trying to lose weight, trying to do this, trying to do that. Dog, we tell ourselves these stories. Just like and I said this earlier in the podcast, way earlier. It's like when you meet someone, right? When we all meet someone, like I can do it right now. I'll do it right now, and it's going to be kind of, it might be weird, right? Like I met Sean, I met Ryan, I met everyone at this table, right? When did I meet you? You're automatically telling, you guys automatically told yourself a story that, who is this guy? You're already automatically doing it, because no one's that pure to be like, I'm going to see what he's all about. No, it's you already said, I don't know about this guy. He may be this, he may be that. It's automatic because you're human.
Mm-hmm.
We're humans, man. We can't fight that shit. But what's worse about that than you guys looking at me and saying, he's that guy, is the fact that I'm telling myself a story how you guys are looking at me.
And you don't know what's going on in someone else's head.
And that hurts me more because I can't read your minds.
Yeah.
Because I hurt myself more about that. That's not how life is. Okay. You got to take a step back. You got to take a deep breath, man. And that is not what people are looking at you about.
So put that in disc golf perspective now. We've talked about the life aspect, and we started with how our disc golf games go to shit after a few holes. What can you tell us about, okay, let's bring this back around. Let's bring this round back around. Let's forget this hole. How do we do that? How do I tell myself that was an errant shot, but I am still shooting a 980 rated round today?
Right. So the number one thing is, man, is just breathe. Just breathe, dude. Life is all about breathing. It really is. It relates back to disc golf.
It wouldn't be life if you did not breathe.
Well,
we can all be clear about that.
Yeah. We always talked about, like, you have your first bet hole, right? First bet hole, you shoot 10 on a par 3. 10 for some reason. You went OB 16 times. Whatever.
Don't look at me like that.
Hey,
sure.
Hey, I'm looking at you right over the microphone. As much as you want to be anxious about a game that has patience in it, we all play a game that has patience. It exercises patience from get-go to finish. And guess what? There's no finish to this game that we play. Disc golf, ball golf. There's no end to it, right? You have to know that one shot out of 18 holes, 27 holes, however you're playing, there's no validity in it. When you take a step back, you have to take a deep breath and say, dude, it's one shot. You gotta keep going to the next shot. And that's life.
Right.
That's life.
Expectations.
You don't get lost in the expectations. You want to go out there and be like, I'm going to slay 18 down, baby.
I think that's what I see people struggle with the most being in the shop, is that the expectations are just way off. I've got MA4 guys that are beating themselves up about shooting a few over par, and I'm like, but that's great. For your skill level, that's fantastic. Why are you comparing yourself against those MA1 scores and MPO scores and thinking that you're not worthy, like, based on your skill level? You performed. You did what you were supposed to do. And so often I have people that are just have these expectations that are set so unbelievably high from the world that we live in that's so fast-paced. And so
exactly,
you got to grind. You got to do all these things. You have to be on, and you do. But because that gets so deeply embedded into what everybody does, the expectations are through the roof, and then they don't meet it, and they don't meet it, and they don't meet it, and then they're not having a good time anymore, and then they're continuing to not meet it, and then they're struggling, and now they're not even liking the thing that they loved.
But there's no room for patience in there. If you are that MA4 player and you're mad that you're not competing with the MA1 players, like, patience, dog. Like, you need to enjoy the round you just had and think about the next round, and think there's probably another couple hundred rounds between you and that MA1 player.
This isn't Call of Duty. It's going to take like 3 years.
Hundreds, whatever, thousands. And you may never get there, but either way, it's about patience.
Thing is that you look at that MA4 player, look at MA3 player like myself, and you start watching YouTube, right? And you see these things happen. You're like, oh, dude, I'm all over it. I could do that. I'm all over it. Buy that disc. I'm all over it. It's like, no, homie, like, that's the 1%, dude.
Right.
They're athletes. They're getting paid $1 million a year to play and throw a Frisbee.
Right. What I wish we would see more is not just the coverage and not just the outtakes and not just the practice rounds, but the actual field work.
Oh, no.
And,
there's no
and
time
the
in a day.
workouts and the mental game and all of the things that go into the 1%. Paul Macbeth, Calvin Heimberg, Paige Pierce, they don't show up at the disc golf course and just throw excellence out of nowhere.
Right.
It's come from a place where the MA4 guy that expects to shoot 6 down and shoots 4 up, he thinks that's going to happen if he plays enough rounds at Delwood twice or 3 times a week. And that's not where it comes from. And so expectations are huge.
I think you kind of touched on it earlier. You said, you've got your feet, you've got your fridge. It's like taking inventory. It's habits like starting your day with some affirmations. Here's 3 things I'm grateful for today. I woke up, and here's 3 things that
3 things, Doc.
Whatever.
Dog. You wake up. That's one thing. You wake up. You're awake in the morning.
If you can find time in your day to figure out a couple of things that you're grateful for rather than the things that are shit right now,
dude,
and you can, that's a muscle. That's like going to the gym. Like, that's training your mind. That's thinking about the things that are going to help you.
That's kind of what I'm getting at is, I don't have any means to train myself to, not that I shit on myself for not playing well. I've accepted that, I'm rec intermediate-ish player.
Sure. I don't know why you keep pointing at me. It's kind of making me mad. Are you mad I didn't sign up for the team thing? What's going on?
You're wearing an unstable shirt.
I'm gonna take it off in a second, dog. It's kind of weird.
Please don't.
Yelling at me.
You're gonna make me feel terrible.
But I don't have the tools to be able to forward myself mentally. Like, because again, I know I can shoot well, and I know in my life I can get to the places where I have the goals set in my mind, but I don't have the mental game and the mental what did you call it, like you training yourself to mentally say I'm grateful for these things. I don't have that capability, and I don't know how, it's
something you don't just have. Like, you have to seek it out and then practice it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what to practice to get to that point.
But the really big thing is like it's like if you want to there's a lot of people out there that want to make the MA3 or MA4 to MA3 or MA3 to MA2, right? And like, it's not just about going out and grinding and putting every day or playing 6 rounds a day. It's not that at all. What it really is like your surroundings. Okay. So you are only as strong as your surroundings are, right? If I live with Sean Callahan and it's messy everywhere, and it's just him and I living in the house.
And chickens everywhere.
Chickens, dogs, goats, horses in the house. It's hard to focus on life, right? It's hard to focus on things that are going on. But if you take all of that out and it's just you versus you, and you do the things that you need to do, and it sounds super selfish because it's like, it's not just about you, but it kind of is the fact that you are always pulled in every direction in the world, right? Like, have to be there for your family. You have to always show up for your family. You have to cook for your family. You have to do this, have to do that. Have to be there for this person, this birthday, that birthday. When is there time for you? Okay, we can go back to the 30-ounce glass thing we just said a minute ago. When is there time for you? When are you going to take time for you? Is there ever any time for you? That's where I start with my clients is like, how much time do you have for yourself? And they're like, time? What do you mean time? Well, let's start there. And let's really look at it. How much time do you have?
If you don't have time for yourself, you need to do a little inventory
100%.
And clear some things off.
That's the whole point.
I think a big part of why I was struggling was because I was trying to do too much.
You were.
And if I just by stepping back from one of those things, I was able to start feeling a little better. I was 100%. Able to just have a few conversations with people, focus on really, like, what do I need to work on so that I can stop feeling this way? You don't have time for that conversation with yourself if you are running yourself ragged constantly.
No, you can't.
You do have to treat yourself. And I'll shout out Luxor Escape on that because I went there last week. She gave me a massage that changed my goddamn life.
I still haven't gotten a real massage.
Dude. Afterwards, really? Listen, like, I was out of body.
One time I did.
Oh my gosh.
I was drooling. I was snoring. I was literally, I was dreaming that I was on the beach and I woke up and I was like, Alex, whatever you just did was like, I literally was out of body. And she's like, I didn't want to tell you this beforehand because I didn't want to like influence your thinking, but I was waving an amethyst crystal over your body while we were doing the massage. And that's like the properties of this crystal is meant to like absorb like anxiety and depression. And I was like, I believe it now. If you would have told me that beforehand, I would have thought no way. Yeah. But the way I felt coming out of this, I need to get one of those crystals. She was like, I got to take this thing home and cleanse it because it's absorbed all your shit. And I literally, for the next couple of days, felt totally fine. Yeah. And my shit came back. I started to feel, bad after a couple of days, but I'm telling you, you do have to care for yourself. You have to like make time to relax, treat yourself, like take inventory of the people around you, take inventory of what you're spending your time on. All of that stuff is what builds into how you perform on the course. Like, it's not just how much practice you put in, it's all the things that take care of your mind. Thank God,
because I don't practice.
Right. So that, like, going back to the initial question is like, dude, listen, like, we look at these people on PDGA and DGN and it's like, dude, they're the 1%ers, dog. You might as well be looking at Tiger Woods at this point. Right. So it's one of those things. It's like, the things that these people are now doing to be better and win these tournaments, win these championships, win these masters, dog, you can break that down to very simplistic things and you can be winning yourself. Get to bed. Sleep.
I was going to ask you for a checklist.
Talk, sleep.
Sleep, mother.
That's
Put the controller down.
Put your phone down.
Number one thing, minimally 5 hours. You're an idiot if you're not getting 7, 8. You're an idiot. All right. Eat some calories, figure out what is going on with you, figure out how you feel, stretch, go to the gym. I don't care if you lift for 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, walk, get your 10,000 steps in a day. It's not that hard, 2 to 3 times a week. Guys, stay active, lift some weights, get yourself younger. That's exactly what it's all about. I'm not saying eat calories. When I say eat calories, it's not like Go to Popeyes every day. It's like eat some really good grilled chicken, grilled burgers. I'm going to cook for all you guys here soon. It's like, let's go at this guy's ranch, like Callahan Ranch. It's like you need to understand that these people now that are 1%ers in the PDGA that are actually making money, like guys, they've been doing it for a minute. If you think you can just run with them and just start right now, you're a fool. You can't.
Right.
The foundation is the foundation is the foundation. And loving oneself is the foundation. That's the concrete pad. If you feel like you need to go out there today and build a house on sand, good luck. But if you want a future, love oneself, put that cement down, actually have a pad, and build up from there. It may take longer, and it may not be sexy, and it may not be fast. Go ahead and build it on concrete and build it on sand and tell me which one works better.
Self-love is the foundation, baby.
Foundation.
If you don't have love for yourself, talk to find a 1,000-rated friend. If you don't got a 1,000-rated friend, start writing. Get your thoughts out of your head and start figuring out a good way to talk
Get
to
all
yourself.
those 700-rated friends out of your inbox.
Trim those MA4 friends. But yeah, figure out a good way to talk to yourself and figure out how to create a foundation of self-love. There's a lot of different ways to do it. You can reach out to Guzzo. He'll coach you on that. There's a million resources online, but he is more than happy to hear from you guys. So if you have anybody's having a hard time with this stuff, reach out to him or any of us. Honestly, I don't think anybody here would turn down a message from somebody that needed a little help. So that was a lot. It was heavy. It was not as heavy as I thought it was going to be, which is a good thing.
I keep forget.
Jason, can you bring us back into the fun stuff?
I sure can.
It wasn't even that.
It's time for Merch Madness, right?
Well, I want to summarize the Bangers and Mash in just one statement. I think the most important thing that everybody can do every day is not forget we're not in love anymore. I
You
used
just
the beard
got
oil
J-rolled.
for that. Yeah. All right. So we are going to switch gears and we're going to play a little Merch Madness.
Yeah.
Because we have to take our Elite 8 down to our Final 4.
That's right.
So, Guzzo, you are in on this.
Sweet.
You want to recap the matches so far?
It'll be recapped when we discuss this because it's all the same stuff. So, Guzzo, you're in on this. Ali was with us when we took the bracket from 16 to 8.
He was zero help.
Was zero help. Yeah. He was.
I wouldn't
so
say
it's super
that.
random.
Yeah.
I'm guessing right now, right, baby?
Well, no,
I'm
there's
pulling.
divisions.
It is
no.
whatever you choose.
Yeah,
It
let's
is-
go.
It is not what
Here we
you
go.
think
You can
will win.
decide it however you want.
Yeah.
Here we
But
go.
these are divisional championships.
These
Ooh, this is
are,
serious.
yes.
This is serious,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So just like last time, we will start with the food category, and we took it down to Chinook sunflower seeds versus Double G jerky. So, Alex, between those two, what is your choice?
I feel bad.
Got me fucked up, dude.
I feel bad for Chinook
Got me
because I'm
fucked.
sure they're great, but there's no way they can compete with Double G jerky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So delicious.
If you gave me 100 points to divvy up between the two, it would be 51 Double G and 49 Chinook sunflower seeds.
Come
Wow.
on now. Come on
I
now.
love sunflower seeds.
Either own it or don't say one.
But Double G is just
Pretty damn
it's,
good.
It's beef jerky, man.
Yeah.
How much is a
have
bag
a,
of the Chinook sunflower seeds, just out of curiosity?
How much is a bag?
Yeah.
We sell them for $3.
So
$16.99.
$3 versus what? Double G is like $10, isn't it?
$10,
Yeah.
Damn, that's
Protein, man.
and a bag of sunflower seeds will last you forever.
Here's
rounds.
my deal, though. I'm very pulled as well. I love me some Double G, but seeds. I'm gonna go a little level deeper with my choice here. I have a lot of emotional, good time connections with disc golf that involve sunflower seeds. So because I lead everything with my heart, I'm going to pick seeds. Not that I'm wearing a Double G hat, so get off my back.
Well, no one said it until you just said it now. So now I'm like super like, oh, what's up?
I'm gonna say seeds. We happen to be talking about Chinook seeds.
Ryan, did you say the seeds or the jerky?
Jerky. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2-1 so far.
Yeah. All right, Guzzo, what'd you land on?
Dog, you're next, dude. Don't you put that on me, Bobby.
You do it.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky. That's not what you do right now. You are next, and don't you put
Jason's
that on
running
me.
the show. This is his segment.
All right, I'll go next.
No. It's his segment or not, dog. You are next.
But here's the thing. If I go next, then it doesn't matter what you say because I went with Double G.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was giving you the
Oh,
opportunity.
you already
maybe.
wrote, oh, did you already write that down?
Yeah.
Well, that's his vote.
Oh, shit.
What's your
What
vote?
was your vote?
What was your vote? Because now it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No.
No,
Now,
because
do
it's 3-2.
It's 3-2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
So
you
even if
vote?
you said C.
Yeah.
Oh, you already did?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. It's a super biased opinion, and I'm gonna go with the jerky because sunflower seeds aren't really a snack for me when I'm on the course and or just eating at home. There's no way, dog. It's jerky.
As Sean put it, it's a snacktivity. It's like
That's the thing.
It's a
That's
thing.
the win for me. I'm like an ADD, ADHD guy. Like I gotta be doing something.
But I feel like it's like if you had pistachios on the plate, like I would have voted pistachios because you have to break the shell to
But
eat them.
here's the thing with
But like
seeds,
seeds
though,
are even
bro.
worse. It's so much work.
No, you throw them in your cheek.
How do you throw them in the cheek? And
That's
part
part
I
of
put
the
an
seed.
entire palm's worth of seeds in my mouth, and then I'm.
Are you
Packed
able
up
to
here.
pull? Are you able to pull?
Yeah.
Do you not do it the
channel,
right way?
Channel
this
this.
is how you eat seeds. man.
Channel this, and then you pull out a seed on this side, and
Bro.
spit out the remains
Yeah.
on that side.
That's what you do.
When we play disc golf together
the
very
constant?
soon, I will make sure that I have seeds, and I will show you the way.
So it's so you like pack it and then just pull one and just
Yep. And then you crack it, and then
Dude,
you eat it, and then
that's
you
some
spit
work,
it.
dog.
It's a
I want to
whole
try
deal.
that
It's a
too.
whole
I've never
thing.
done that either.
That's the whole thing about
That is a
seeds. You
work.
got to pack them in
Can
your
I just have
cheek.
some peanuts and some
Look at the
M&Ms?
back of a David's seeds.
There's instructions?
It talks about snacktivity is not my word; it is their word.
Ah.
Look at the back of a David's bag sometime.
Still
We're
works.
spending a lot of time talking about a loser.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be supportive.
Can you?
of my
But I gotta
votes.
play
So
golf
as
in
we
the
say
meantime,
goodbye
dog.
to the
This is
Chinook
so
sunflower
much.
seeds, should we either play the sha-na-na-na, hey, hey, hey,
Sorry, seeds.
or the Ace Ventura drop? I don't smoke. It's a disgusting habit.
Disgusting habit.
Would you like an ashtray?
I don't smoke. It's a disgusting habit.
On to the next.
Both, please.
All right, let's move on to gear, where we have a Delwood koozie versus an unstable hoodie. That's the matchup for this round. Alex, where are you going?
Since I'm the only person who didn't vote for koozie in the previous round, this is a no-brainer. Maybe if I could wear a koozie, I'd be interested, like sleeping bag style. Somebody needs to make a giant koozie.
A giant koozie.
Dude, I would be a koozie for Halloween. That's a cool costume.
That's a very cool costume.
But I
You
would
could be a koozie, and I'll be a floozy, and he could be a whizzy.
a whizzy, and we'll get busy.
And a scoozy.
But the unstable hoodie,
That's koozie.
it's just not a competition. The unstable hoodie wins 1,000 times out of 1,000.
Yep.
Okay.
I picked the koozie. No. Unstable hoodie, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yep. Sean.
Here's the thing. When you really talk about having cold hands, just kidding. Hoodie.
I thought you were going to make a case for it for
Nice.
real.
Then it's going to take it. I chose it as well. Did you as well, Guzzo? Did you go hoodie over koozie?
Am I already voted out?
Yeah. It
Okay,
doesn't matter,
good.
but
So it doesn't
we're
matter. It
saying
doesn't
that's-
matter.
Let me put it this way. I've never been to a trade show and been offered 300 unstable hoodies for free.
Well, I was
Every trade show you go to, every single vendor is like, here's a free koozie, here's a free koozie, here's a free koozie.
Well, you can
'Cause
get a billion of them for like $10. So
Too much.
Yeah,
Too
so
much money.
that's where I like to. I would have loved to. If you obviously you people can't see this, we have papers, right? So the keychain above the koozie would have been cool last week. Just to let you know that would have
That's
been
what I
really cool
voted. I
because
voted for that.
that would have been obviously there wasn't enough votes, so I'm with you though because that would have been great over a koozie and against a hoodie. I get it that everyone wants a hoodie, but listen up, Delwood's got some hoodies right now, and they got Clash hoodies. It's like why can't we have a keychain?
Hello, Newman.
Just putting that out there, dog. Vote better next time, bitches.
Fair enough. All right, we're going to move on to the play category where I think things are about to get interesting.
This is hot.
This is a spicy one.
This is hot.
Well, the
It
next
is.
two rounds.
Hot topic.
Oh,
Circa 98.
We're doing all
It
these
is.
tonight?
Yeah.
No,
Oh
no,
my!
no, no,
this
no,
is-
no.
This is amazing.
No, right. The next round is next episode.
Right, the final four will be the
This is
next
just the
round.
divisional
I'm gonna hear so
championship.
bad for this whole thing. This is gonna be
Okay.
amazing.
So, for the play category, we have a Zuka cart versus a quick stick.
Wow.
I hate the idea of playing a tournament without either of these. Like if it's a tournament day, I need both of these with me. If I had to let go of one, I'm letting go of the cart.
Oh,
I've never been somebody else's hero with the cart.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be my own hero and save my disc if it goes in the water. I like to be somebody else's hero. The quick stick is also a fraction of the cost of the Zuka. It pays for itself immediately.
Sure.
The Zuka is an amazing product, but I'm taking the quick stick again.
He took the words out of my mouth. I don't own a Zuka cart because I have a bag and I don't really feel the need for a Zuka cart. I don't play many tournament rounds.
If you were one of these guys who did a tournament every other weekend.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But a quick stick pays
have
for
two.
itself, man. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
It pays for itself.
It's 2 votes for Quick Stick. Other
Quick Stick.
Callahan?
All the way.
Yeah.
Quick stick all the way.
Shout out Levon
Did we
Wolf.
talk about like what kind of Zuka cart is it? Is it like a?
You can pick
like,
whichever
like
one you
like
want.
a small
Yeah,
ledgestone
whatever-
cart
Whatever one
with
is
like
in your
8
mind
discs.
when you hear
Yeah.
the word.
Is it a
Pick whichever
I
one you
think
want.
Zuka,
It could
I'm like,
be
oh,
whatever.
shit.
Yeah.
Zuka.
So
We got to vote for Zuka.
votes- yeah.
Yeah.
Guzzo
Go-
said Zuka.
yeah.
Don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter. I know.
No, because I chose
Lost
Quick
in the
Stick as
last
well.
Oh,
two.
he chose quick stick.
Hang on, Jason. Have you ever sat on a Zuka cart? That's a big part of the value.
Yeah.
There's a little seat on there. So
Just
while
being
you're
able-
playing,
being
it's
able
not
to
just
sit down.
easier to carry. You got a seat with you all
sure.
day.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just making the case.
Yeah.
So it is a tough because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering your situation, if you are not a like you said, tournament player.
But I
Not
feel
gonna be.
like from somebody that it is their first time doing it to their 400th time doing it, you can go out there and play around with 5 discs in hand and a quick stick tucked into your back pants.
Yep.
And you're going to leave the course with 5 discs in your hand. Whereas if you had those same, you could have 10 discs in a Zuka cart and go out there and maybe leave with 8.
Mhm.
So that's where I see the
It
value.
happens every single day
Yeah.
Yep.
So
at
that's
every
where I see
single
the value on
course
that.
across the globe.
Across
so
the globe.
Quick Stick takes the play
Wow.
category
Mm-hmm.
away from Zuka cart. Okay.
That
So we're going to move on.
G versus quick stick next episode.
This
Yeah.
next one's tough. I'm
Whew.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
so in the-
I want to know, like,
The
I'm sorry.
OSIN category, which stands for other stuff you need or other shit you need, because we're adults and we can use the word shit if we want. It is a Lauren Lakeberg postcard
This is tough.
versus the Heiser Rack. And I'm going to let you guys know something happened since the last episode. Lauren personally messaged me
Oh no.
on Instagram and said, if we choose her postcard, we're all idiots.
Why?
Yeah.
What did she say?
She
was probably
sees
like,
the value
Guys,
in
what
Heiser
you
Rack.
need to do is, I want you to, you should really be voting with your heart.
That's so accurate.
You have to be humble enough. Because
I will,
Voting with your heart is
Stop.
that Lauren has absolutely said that sentence before
Yep.
for sure.
I will give you the exact message.
Look,
Hold on.
But wow, what an endorsement
I
for
feel like these
Heiser
are
Rack.
off like
Yes.
the team challenges. Like there should be different categories for these. Like
She said,
how is a postcard going against a rack, and how is a
Well, it was the
like,
postcard
it's
against the disc
wild.
dock.
It's
Right.
wild, man. Like I
So
get
here's the
like the
exact
scene.
Hold on, yeah. What did she
said,
say?
If you don't pick a Heiser Rack, I will be highly disappointed in you. Way better than a
Heiser
postcard.
disappointed? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I will
You'll be Heiser disappointed.
disappointed. No, she said highly disappointed. There you go.
Let's flip that script.
Now that you have that information, the inseminator.
It hurts me.
What did you pick?
It hurts me because there's so much awesomeness around everything Lauren does.
Mhm.
If you would have pit the Heiser Rack against like the magazine that she's just released, which is
Oh.
dude,
That
like,
would be no
I'm in
contest.
it. Just saying.
When's that coming, by the way?
it's coming
Couple weeks
soon.
Dude, let's go. Let's
So
go.
it's not to say
If for anything, so you can own 2 pictures of me by the magazine because I'm in there.
and get it autographed. I'm
Actually,
gonna
I'm in
get
there
Is that
3
what I bought?
times.
Is that
I'm gonna
what
get your autograph on mine.
Yep.
Again, going back to the last episode,
Hero
the Heiser Rack is the finest disc golf product in the world, in my opinion. It's my favorite thing, Heiser Rack.
Heiser Rack.
And I don't see how Heiser Rack doesn't win the whole thing, but we'll see. My feelings might change.
That's right.
Yeah, I said Heiser Rack as well. It's got to function. I love Lauren's stuff. After you said what you said, I agree. I mean, they're fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Heiser Rack.
Heiser Rack.
Lauren, I love you, but Heiser Rack.
I'll say the same thing. I love you, but Heiser Rack. That's what I went with as well.
Mm.
And just so Lauren knows, I have a Lauren Lakeberg postcard on my desk at home. It's like it sits like resting against my other pictures. It's like a little piece of art I keep in my desk.
Nice.
I'm never going to send that to somebody. I just want it to look at. It's beautiful.
Sure.
So, I mean,
What are you just sucking up to Lauren because you feel bad?
I should have
I
been
lo- I
doing
love-
my
I love
Lauren
them.
voice the entire episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
the entire
Yeah.
time.
What if I?
Can you just
Hey guys, what if I do it for the whole?
You want to chime in on this last one?
100%. Lauren, I love you, and I picked you over to Heiser Rack because you need to get out there way more, and people need to understand that you are the best at what you do.
for sure.
Dang.
That's 100% true.
That is, but
Sorry, Shannon. Love you too.
Heiser Rack takes it.
So,
So our final 4
Oh.
is Double G Jerky,
Woo! Woo!
an Unstable Hoodie,
Woo!
Quick Stick
Oh my gosh. Versus a Heiser Rack?
versus the Heiser Rack.
Wow.
hoodie versus the
This is
Heiser Rack.
Amazing.
The
Kind
quick
of a-
stick
kind of
versus
a good
double G.
final.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
like, it's not
God.
final
Final
yet.
four.
I like it.
This
I
should
like the
be
Final Four.
interesting. All right, so just like before, the Merch Madness bracket has been in lieu of the mailbag, but that doesn't mean we don't want your mailbag questions.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
we did get one mailbag comment
Okay.
that normally we would save, but it is pertinent. So I am going to read it tonight,
Sure.
just so we have it. And it is from a Mr. Patrick Hinsdale,
Ooh.
who we know and love. And he said,
Who?
not a question, just a comment. Anthony Guzzo is a pilot. No way. Anthony Guzzo has gone out of his way a couple times from a card behind or on a backup to come see how I was doing, offer words of encouragement to go get it, or some wise, just calm down advice, whatever my attitude was. Just casual, friendly support from a guy I don't even know that well. We see each other at league or on tournament days, and he's always smiling, joking, and helping anyone out that needs it. Small kindnesses make the world keep turning. I'm just dropping this message to shout out his kindness and just one of the impacts that it has had.
You're here.
Let's go Patty Hens, man. Let's go Patty Hens.
That's
man.
dope.
Love you, brother.
It is super
Love you,
dope.
brother.
And he is 100% correct all the way around.
Appreciate you guys.
There's
much.
been nothing but positivity flowing from Mr. Guzzarella at every moment that I've been around him, and it is infectious. And I wish I could have you in my pocket every minute of every day.
I appreciate you so much for saying that. It's definitely not needed, and I'm very blessed. In any retrospect, to be here with all you guys. And when I was asked, I was floored. You can ask Trisha, who's here with me right now. Listening to this entire thing, I'm pretty much sure I cried when I was asked. It's one of those things where it's, Sean, when I met you and we went and talked about a lot of things, and man, we talked about some really personal things and where I came from and what happened to you with your sister and things like that. And Ryan, I've been forefront with you in the entire way, and all these things come back and through. And Alex and just texted me the other day, and brother, I'm here for you with anything that you need, no matter what, dog. We are all here together, and this is a community that lifts those people up, and no one is an anchor in this community. And when we see an anchor, we call them out, and they don't belong here. And it's I'm so glad to be back into this community. It means more to me than I can ever express to you guys. And at the end of that period, I just want to say right now is that the biggest thing that actually, and this is going to sound really weird to a lot of you guys, especially you, Sean, is the biggest thing that actually just me kind of upside down and left side out was you guys giving me an award at the delis. It's something that is it's not earned, and I definitely don't deserve it. I just came into this community not too long ago, and to meet you guys and to be here right now in this exact time in my life, there's something to that. I'm not too good in religion, and I'm horrible at politics, but I'm telling you guys right now that your life, it means something. And to land me right here in this position right now, to look at you, Sean Callahan, and giving me a Deli Award, you've no idea what it did. You don't get it, and you'll never will. I can never explain it to you. I've cried on a couple people's shoulders about that, and cried to myself too. You have no idea what it did to me to push myself forward and to be a better person than I ever am. So I thank you.
Bro.
I thank Greater Joliet, all you guys that are doing this. So I thank you guys so much.
Well, exactly for the singular email that we did get, there's 50 other dudes that feel the same way. 100 other dudes that just didn't write in. So
love it.
It couldn't have come from a more meaningful person either, because Patrick Hinsdale is kind of like, it's a takes one to know one kind of thing. He always chimes in with positive, like he's always sending me messages that uplift me, like how he feels about the show or how he feels about leagues or whatever events. Like, he's somebody who sheds a lot of light, and he's my little ray of sunshine. I told him that recently.
Love it.
So for him to be recognizing that you do that, it's like real recognize real. So shout out to Hinsdale.
For sure.
Gang.
Yeah,
for sure.
Gang.
Whoa, that was an awesome episode.
a lot of Newmans on that episode.
A lot of Newmans. Thanks again for being here, Guzzo.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure it's not the last time. I say that a lot, but also I don't say it to every guest. So it's real.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Yeah. Much more to say.
Next episode, we think it's going to be, I don't like telling people what it's going to be, actually. You'll find out. Just keep listening.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. We will definitely get to the semifinals of the Merch Madness on the next episode.
All right, we got the Final Four to talk about.
And I'll post on our story on Facebook so you guys can vote and let us know what you think about the divisional championships. I want to hear what you guys think.
They obviously all think the Unstable Hoodie wins, but you can
we
do
might,
it for
we
a
might
formality.
get some differing opinions.
It's fine.
Right.
So keep an eye out. That's going to be coming soon. In the meantime, thank you guys for listening. We'll We'll see you next time. Till then, keep it tight.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Chicken cherry cola.
See ya.
Unstable Discourse is a Top Secret Studios production.
That's what's hot, baby.